Taking it. All right, well, people are coming in already. Yay. Okay, so yay, it's on. It looks on. Okay, can everybody hear me and see me okay?
I'm not able to find the stream.
Everybody else is in it, so they got to be there. Did you just go to Wendy Vapes? Just search for Wendy Vapes and you should be able to find it.
Oh, I'm on it.
Oh.
I'm hitting refresh. It's not popping up as a new live stream.
Sometimes it takes a couple minutes, but I'm showing it on that we're live so far. I'm checking my phone now. We should check a couple things. Yep, can hear me? Yay. The one time they couldn't hear me, yeah, that was OBS. Yeah, it's going to take a minute to show up on, that. Okay, so we're here, everybody. Welcome. Before I say hello to the chat, I want to introduce Lumi. Lumi is usually on Fresh's channel. Fresh was on last week. He'll be coming in later on today to talk more about DIY. She's also on his channel. If you don't know her already or you haven't seen her, if you hop over to Fresh's channel, which we'll be leaving the links for Fresh's channel down in the comment or in the chat later on once the moderators get in. But she does a lot of DIY too. So we figured, the more DIYers, the better. And being that that Fresh is going to be a little bit late, it helps to have Lumi on just at the beginning to try to just show you a little bit of basics. And then we'll, we can get further into it. Now, we're not going to have it today. It's not going to be like an intermediate or anything. We're still at those beginning stages because I want to make sure that everybody is going at their own pace. I mean, I know that there's going to be people that are already familiar with DIY. For those people there, please don't skip ahead. If we're talking in a different area, what it does is it confuses a lot of the people that are not familiar with it. So if you start chatting, do this or use that when we're sitting here and trying to explain it, it confuses a lot of the chat. And I don't want to do that because a lot of people, when they get confused, they get overwhelmed, then they say, forget it. We don't want that to happen, of course. So my main goal here is going to be to try to make everybody as comfortable with it, even if we have to repeat the things 3, 4, 5 times. I don't care. Yeah, let me do that. I don't care. I just want everybody to be able to, let me see if this will work. Hold on one second. A little bit of technical difficulties.
Wouldn't be a stream if it wasn't technical difficulties.
Well, I'm having the technical difficulties always. There you go. Tell me if that works.
That linked me to my own dashboard. I'll just keep refreshing.
Oh, hold on. Let me try it again because I'm not on the, I'm actually on the dashboard. That's probably why, but hold on one second.
I feel bad because I can't see chat. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not ignoring you. I just can't pull up the stream for some reason.
Don't worry about it. We'll get this done. Oh my gosh, what are you doing? All right, let me get out of this. Let me go over here. Let me go over here, and then I'll do it again. Everybody knows that I usually have technical difficulties anyway, so why would today be any different?
Right? Wouldn't be a good day if there was no ups and downs to it.
Exactly. Yeah, there it is now. 30 watching. I just don't want the volume to come on. Good. The volume's off, and this one should work for you, Lumi. I'm getting it to you. I'm rushing.
That's so odd. I keep refreshing.
This is definitely it. I promise you that's it.
Here we go.
Did that one work?
Yep.
Good. Yay. All right. So we got that in the house. But anyway, like I was saying, I know that there's some out there that are already familiar with this. I know that there are some out there that are kind of mediocre with this. And then I know some people that are like me that are new to this. So we want to be respectful of those that are new to this. We don't want to make them feel like an idiot. We don't want to make them feel like they're lost. So we want to try to do it like baby steps. I literally call this DIY for dummies, and that's how I want to treat it. I want to treat it where no question is a stupid question. I want to treat it that it doesn't matter if you've never even seen it before. You can, you know, we can give you the tools and the information and the resources to start. I want you to feel secure that you're not going to be going back to smoking just because something does happen in your state. I don't want that. That's my biggest thing about coming up with this idea, starting last week with just Fresh, and then this week bringing in Lumi and Fresh. So that's I just want to preface it by saying that at the beginning. And let me go ahead and say my hellos. Hello, Tatum, Brian, Scott Smith, Brea, sweetie. Abby, how are you doing? Melissa, Carolyn, Forrest, Antoinette, hello, sweetie. First today, heck yes, yay. Brian, let me see. Abby, 0, red 5 standing by. You're so funny. Ricky, how you doing, sweetie? Yes, you saw that I put that out there for you, right, Ricky? So it's Moist Monday mix. Mark, Carolyn, Dr. JC, Melissa again. Let me see. Did I go too far up? I hate when it just skips. Where was I? There we go. Scott, can you hear me? Nicole, hello. Naxau, hi, sweetie. Juan, welcome back. Andre Jones, hello. Becca. Aw. Yay, Carolyn, we live. Patty, hello, sweetie. Good evening, 0. How are you? Danae, welcome back, sweetie. I have not seen you in forever. I have missed you. Linda, hello, sweetie. Robert, Rick, Abby. Rick, I already got you. Yeah, Abby, I already got you. Emily. Hi, Emily. How are you doing? Let's see. Billy Ray, hello. Rhino, okay, Goose. That's what I'm gonna call you. Subaru, welcome back, sweetie. Cody, Becca, Canadian Barber, hello, sweetie. Bill Parkin, Kevin, how you doing? Valerie, Boone's Bike. Yeah, I've helped quite a few people off cigarettes and start vaping, and they're showing concern. Yes, that definitely, yeah. We definitely want to try to support those out there that do get a little bit nervous about this. So thank you so much, Boone. Susan, welcome. Karen, welcome, sweetie. Christina, ooh, hello from Iceland. How are you doing? Oh, you're the first country to get the ban. Ooh, that sucks. That really does. Hi, Frederick. Thank you so much, all the way from Sweden. Bob Kevin, aloha, sweetie. Valerie, Diana, how you doing? Joshua, and I think I got everybody. If I didn't already say hi to you and you're in chat, go ahead and say hello again. That way I get you. Addie Tooney is here. Yay. Mary Cashin, how are you doing, sweetie? I have not seen you in a couple weeks. I hope you're doing well. And oh, he did, Susan. That is great. Susan Greyhouse says that her husband started his vape journey this week. Congratulations to your husband. Very, very happy for him. Hi, Melissa. Okay, so now we're back. So anyway, like I was saying, I really want to do this like a DIY for dummies on my channel. I know that Fresh has more advanced. So if you're more advanced at the DIY and this gets a little slow or tedious for you, you can always jump over to his. He has the more of a beginner type of channel on Tuesdays, and then Saturdays he has the more intermediate or more experienced DIYers. So you have 2 nights that you can actually catch Fresh and Lumi. So hi, Aaron. So I just wanted to let you know about that. But here on this channel, we are going to be starting out like do it for dummies because it works for me. Do it for dummies is always my favorite. Like any book that says for dummies, I always get it just because. But so what I've asked Lumi to do just to start us off is just show us some of the equipment that she works with or accessories or whatever it is, tools that she uses in her everyday DIY. So that's what we're going to start out with. I was going to actually be doing a surprise and do one of those flavor shot mixes tonight with Fresh when he came on, but mine was delayed because they ran out of stuff. So I didn't get my package yet. It's actually, I got the shipping notice as soon as I was about to start the live stream. So by next Monday, I'll be able to do it with you guys. I am going to start the easy way with just the flavor shots, and then I'm going to get more into it as we go on. So I hope that you stick around. If you can't stick around because there's other live streams going on right now, I know this is like a big old spiel here. If you want to go see another live stream, that's perfectly fine. I know that there's some live streams that have taken over 7 o'clock as well. Just make sure that you watch the replay so that you can actually see the information that was provided, and maybe it helps you, maybe it helps somebody else, and you might want to share that information. So here we go, Lumi. Now it's up to you now that I'm like all out of breath.
Okay, so what do you want me to start with? I pulled out everything.
I want you to show the things that you use to make your e-liquids, like any devices or any tools that you've purchased, and sort of like gear us to like, this would be like the lengthy type of mix. This would be like an easier, you know how they have the flavor shot type of mix, you know, things like that, like the little, like the different stages, the stuff that you use for the different types of stages that you would use, if that makes any sense, because I probably don't make sense.
Okay, so I'll just start with how I actually set up my whole DIY station.
Works for me.
I used to, when I first started, I did buy the 3 milligram premix, but I decided I wanted more PG in mine, so I'll show you guys how I make my custom premix.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna put you on like the thing so that you can be speaker view. Yeah, there you
go. Okay. So when I started making my premix, I decided to just do something simple. I go into ELR recipes, create recipe. I don't give it a name. I don't save it because there's no flavors, so it won't save like that. I like to make 500 mLs at a time, so I type in 500 right here. I'd like my strength to be about 3. I like my mixes around 70-30. I have PG based 100% milligram nicotine, so that's all in order. And then what I do is I go down here and it lays it out really simply for me. It tells me how many grams of PG to put into the bottle. So I'll switch back over to this screen. This is the bottle where I use my premix. When I'm making a bottle this big, I have to have a scale that can go up to a certain amount of weight. So I use the AWS scale that Fresh recommended because it can handle the amount of weight that I need for it. And then, yeah, I just kind of pour it. And then once I get the VG and PG in, what I do is I actually go over to my washer machine because there's nothing really around the washer machine and I'm guaranteed a clean surface. And I get puppy pads. And then I put on some gloves. And then when I'm dealing with my nicotine, what I do is I just shake it thoroughly. I keep it in the little bag. And I actually pour it instead of putting it on my scale because I don't want to get nicotine anywhere. I just pour it into one of these. And it shows me, let's see, where's the colored side? The amount of mLs there. So for my 3 milligrams, I use 15.54. I'm not completely anal over that, so I just do about 15. And then I pour it in and this is my premix that I get every week. And this is how, when I'm doing fresh from the kitchen, you'll see me reach over for just this bottle instead of having to grab PG, VG, and nicotine and having to do the whole spiel.
So premix, what do you mean? Like you're buying that bottle just like that, where it's already got the VG and PG?
No, I actually buy the gallons of vegetable glycerin. And then I have a gallon of propylene glycol.
Okay, so then you just mix you already keep it pre-mixed, just those two without anything else in it.
Well,
Is what you're saying. Because you kept calling it pre-mix. So for those of us that don't know about mixing, we need to like go a little bit like, where are you coming from? Like, how did it become mixed? You know?
Touche. I get a little scattered, so feel free to stop me at any point.
Just dummy it down. Like, that bottle is what I want, and I want to make that because I want to make big amounts. I don't want to make 30 ml bottles. I don't want to make 60 ml bottles. I vape a lot. So you're like a girl after my heart, because you're the only one that's come up with like, I make 500 mils at once, and it made me really happy.
Yeah. Okay. So then here's the display capture again. This is how I type it in. I'm making 500 mLs.
Right.
I want my desired strength. This is the ratio that you like your mixes to be at. And then I plug in the type of nicotine that I have. I have 100 milligram, and I have PG based nicotine. So once you type that in, you just scroll down a little bit, and it tells you how to put it into this new bottle.
Okay, so that's what that is that is actually these ingredients that's showing right there, right
Yeah.
Right now.
I
The
take
15 mils of nicotine, the 135 mils of PB and BT. Okay. So you've already gotten that far. So all you would need to do then is flavoring, correct?
Yep. This is all right here.
All right. And you say that you measure it out. You only measure the nicotine out by that little funnel thing that you had?
I use it in this little cylinder because I have pets and I have shaky hands, so I don't trust myself around too much stuff.
Right.
So I wear super rubber gloves. I go to a surface where my pets won't be around, and I actually do it on top of a puppy pee pad so that I could just dispose of it once I'm done, and I don't have to worry about nicotine getting anywhere. But
okay. Cool.
I just put it in this little cylinder thing.
Okay, so then the rest of it, other than the nicotine, you're actually doing by the scale, by the grams, correct?
Yep.
Okay. All right, that sounds pretty easy enough. Sounds good. Sounds good. Let's see if we have any questions from the gallery. All right, so let me see, where are we here? I have to go back because I was focused on what you were doing. I wasn't even focused on the chat because I want to learn just like everybody else does. I have a question. What is the best RDA that you can buy, Tatum? It really depends on if you want a single coil, a dual coil, what type of airflow you're looking for. But so really the best is all subjective. What I might think is the best is not necessarily going to be anybody else's best, or it can be. So it really, really depends. Some of my top RDAs are actually the Axial RDA by Unicorn Vapes, the Ocula RDA, the Passage RDA. Those three are like my tops for regular dripping RDAs. For squonking RDAs, I'm totally different. I have my own squonking RDA. So it would be like the Profile is my number one. The second one is the new one that just came out, the Barrage. I like that one. And then I love my Point Blank RDA for squonking only, and also the Recurve and the Recurve Dual. So it really is dependent on what you're using it for, Tatum. If you don't know how to build coils and stuff, one thing, and you have a Cherry Bomber box, yeah, you don't want to use your Cherry Bomber box. You definitely want to research Ohm's Law and battery safety way before you think about trying that Cherry Bomber box. I really, yeah, it's going to blow up. If you have a Snow Wolf, that's great because it is regulated, but you still need to know Ohm's Law and battery safety. You want to know what your resistance based off of your battery is going to be. Even though it's a regulated, I still say to do that because you're wanting to get into building coils. So I would definitely look into that.
One thing that I saw in here, before you guys think I'm ignoring you, when you type this in, the way that you want it, it accounts by typing in PG nicotine. It accounts for how much PG is going to be in there. And then it will measure it out for you in this little calculator the way that it would have to be to get that 70-30 mix. Now, if you do add flavors, your flavors are PG based, you're not going to be adding too much flavors that are going to hue or whatever. They're not going to really mix that 70-30 mix too much. But if you're worried about it, you could just go in here and type in that you want 25 PG. And if you type in 25, it'll actually auto change desired VG for you. The site is an incredible little calculator for you.
So now if you were using regular nicotine, you just would leave blank the PG content of nicotine, correct? And just put in the 3?
Yep. This is the desired strength. And then if you do have VG nicotine, you just switch this one out to 0 and it changes that to 1 to 100.
Okay.
Or say you have a 50-50 mix. You can type in 50 right here. It changes that to 50. So it will change the amount of just straight VG or PG that you want in the calculator to get you that 70-30 mix.
Cool. That's good to know. Hi, Scott Smith. Yeah, I know. Start small, but I'm just saying, like, if I find a flavor, I want to go for it. You know what I mean? I want to get it done. I don't have time to be making so many. That's my problem. That's why I didn't start with DIY a long time ago, is because I really don't have the time. So I definitely want to find those flavors, and then I want to go ahead and make bigger batches because I just don't have the time. I want to be able to grab it, put it in a smaller bottle, and go. But that's just me. Hi, Philly. Welcome. Dom, welcome. Who else came in? Samuel, Billy.
The reason why I do this the way that I do it is I do budget myself, and Liquid Barn has that awesome option to get you a premix base that is that quantity of PG-VG ratio. But where I buy my VG and PG from, I find it's more affordable on Nicotine River. And they don't have very many options to be like, I want a 70-20 mix for the premix. So I end up making my own premix.
Good. Where Antoinette wants to know where you get your cylinders.
I got this off of Amazon. I think it was $8 for a 3-pack of them.
Awesome. Do you have a link for that? Could you put that in chat if I make you a moderator? If you just say hey real quick or hi or something, I can go ahead and make you a moderator so that you can put that in chat. Okay. That way they have that, because it's not considered, smoking. It's a cylinder. I think that might help some people too, because I know that they're curious.
Yeah, the thing that I decided when I was doing all this and bought those cylinders was I was using a 10 ml syringe.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just such a pain in the butt to be trying to suck it out.
Yeah.
And then you have to either wash it out thoroughly or you end up just throwing it away. And for me, that felt like a waste. And when I could just pour into these little cylinders and then wash them out and reuse them.
Right. No, that was my thing that I kept trying, since I don't know what the tools are that are being used, because I am new to this, I kept asking Fresh, and he's like talking about syringes, and then he's talking about measuring it by the scale. And I'm like, okay, but there's got to be a different way to actually get that amount to put in there. And what I was visualizing was a type of cylinder, or something like that. So you bringing that up, that's why I like to have multiple people on, especially with you and Fresh. Even though you do DIY together and everything, you still have your own little things that you do individually. And I think that's helpful to other people.
The only thing that's going to be really unfortunate with that is when it comes to flavorings, I don't know if you sent me to a moderator yet.
Did you say hi already? There you are. All right, hold on. I'm finding it. My chat went like crazy all of a sudden.
with flavorings,
Deepest there.
you're probably not going to use enough to measure in a cylinder. If you're using one shots, you might be able to get into the cylinder marks, mLs. But when you're using 0.07 grams of a flavoring, that's
Right.
2 drips. You're not going
Right.
to measure that in a cylinder.
Correct. But like, you know, like you were showing, it says 15 point whatever. That's so easy to use the cylinder for, you know? Okay. So that's a great alternative. And that's what I want to make it. Again, just PG-based nicotine because hotspots. Yeah. Well, that's what we're going after. It's really not what's better. It's really what's better for you, whether it be the regular nicotine at the nicotine milligram that you like, or if you want to get the VG or the PG one. But it depends on who you are. Like, I know that to me, it sounds easier to get the 100% PG one, but for somebody else, it might be a little bit easier using the 3%. So that's why I like having both options.
And then I see another question. Is it better buying PG-based nic because of nic hotspots? No matter what kind of nicotine you buy, if you don't thoroughly shake it before you use it, you will get hotspots. It's easier to stir and shake up PG, where VG is a little bit thicker. So if you're using a syringe, you'll notice the resistance as you're trying to pull up the little knob on it, and you actually have to sit there and hold it up and keep your syringe tip in the nicotine and wait about 5 minutes for it to fill up. It's, for me, that was the only reason why I didn't like VG nicotine. It's honestly preference. If you have a PG allergy, which some people do, and you need to stick with as much high VG as you can, there's no problem with VG nicotine. You just have to shake it, and it's a little bit thicker.
Oh, okay, good. VG and syringes do not mix. Yeah, I get it. And no, I definitely like the syringe when he was talking about the syringe, I actually have one that sometimes I measure like how much e-liquid I have that can go into like an RTA or a tank or whatever. And I just for myself, I use that. So when I was looking at that, I was like, oh my God, I can't, as thick as he keeps saying it is, I can't imagine sitting there all day trying to sit there and put it in the syringe. That would like get so boring. Hi, Cloud Chaser. Welcome, sweetie. Hi, Demillion. So any other questions for her at the moment? Hi, Joshua. You use a scale to mix. All right, cool.
I use 2 scales to mix, to be honest. I don't know if you guys were all here last week when Fresh was talking about the AWS blade.
Yeah. That's the blade, right?
Okay. This is what I use when I'm mixing on Fresh from the Kitchen, because you can mix up to about 200 mLs on here before errors. And when I'm doing Fresh from the Kitchen, it's normally 30 mLs. So I keep my big scale over here for doing my premixes. And then if I'm making a large amount, I use the bigger scale. If I'm just doing 30 to 100, I just sit at my desk with my little blade and go at it.
See that? So that's a small. How long have you been mixing? Valerie wants to know.
Fresh actually. I kind of found Fresh. I stumbled upon him one day when he was doing a show with Brian, and then I was like, oh my God, this guy is insane. And I was just fascinated. And then I started hanging out with more people in the community. And somebody's like, oh, I need to go hang out with Fresh. Or Fresh needs to talk to me. I was like, can I meet him, please? And I was like, Fresh, can you help me please set up my first cart for DIY? I just want a simple blueberry custard. And all of a sudden he starts zipping around his apartment, and he made me my very first bottle of premix.
Aww.
So, and then he was like, I actually need an apprentice for my Tuesday show because Brian's gotten busy. So after he set me up with my little mini starter kit, because I was like, hey, I want to place an order. Can you help me? And
Yeah.
You see him zipping around. I thought he ignored me at first. I was like, what is he doing? And then before you know it, I get a box at my house with the starter kit for blueberry custard.
Aw, that's so sweet. Yeah, he was helping me like after the live stream. I had questions because I had started trying to order from Nicotine River, and it got really, because I tried to do like the whole kit thing. It was a kit. And it had like 15 different flavors. And I'm like, okay, how do I know what flavors I want? And how do I know this? And how do I know that? But then when he had started, and right at the end of the live stream, started talking about the flavor shots, I'm like, you know what? Let me start with that. Again, I want to do baby steps, just like, you know, if anybody out there feels overwhelmed, let's go ahead and start with this. Because worst case scenario, if you don't want to go any further, at least you have a base to start with. And you can still use it as regular, you know? And then if you want to venture into more, then you can do that. It's like the people that buy pre-made coils versus the one that makes them themselves. You can make it easier for yourself, or you can actually make them yourself, you know, and put a little bit more effort into it. So that's how I wanted this to be, because I want it to have the various levels so that nobody is left out for DIY. For my viewers, of course. But it's been, I think that it's going good. I do know that we're still a little bit questionable. I can tell by the questions that I see in the group, like I told you, and things like that. That's why I wanted to start, you know, seeing how we move forward and just go really, really slow, just because I want it to be good. I don't want anybody to have a bad experience and be turned away from it, you know?
Yeah, and I'll put this out here too. At some point I can post links where you can find and contact me. If you have the ability to get into a voice chat, and if you ever need help and just want to sit down one-on-one, I am more than happy. I have helped 2 people make customized carts based off of budgets, off of like just simple recipes that they could do with like 5 flavors and within their budget too. And then I told them, hey, whenever you get these flavors in, feel free to call me and I'll show you how to set it up from there. So if you
That's
guys need
awesome.
help, contact me. I have no problem with getting in a video chat with you and helping you along.
That is so awesome. Thank you so much for doing that. I really, really do appreciate that. Yeah, I knew Ashley was going to be the first one to be like, oh my God. Ashley loves talking. No.
Yeah, this community has helped me so much. It's the least I can do. Like, it just brings me joy being able to help back and put something back in there.
Yeah, that's what my channel has been. And then when all this started going on, it literally started just depressing me because I could feel the fear in everybody, you know, every tweet that I read or every comment. And then the ones that broke my heart were, you know what, I'm just going to go and buy a pack of cigarettes. I might as well. They just banned. And it just killed me. It literally like broke my heart. So that's when I literally did not sleep a couple nights. And I started talking to Ricky and that's usually in my chat. He should still be here, Ricky Martin. And that's when I started looking at the Nicotine River, and I got really confused. But then it came to me and I was like, you know what, let's start something. And then you reached out to me at that same time that I was having the thought. And I was like, this is meant to be. It's because I go by those, you know, like signs or whatever. I'm not an astrologist or anything, but sometimes you're like, you know what, this is what I need. This is what I need to bring. Because Fresh has his own people, but if I can bring more people into this, it's even better. You know, I'm not saying that I've got more or less, but anybody that we can help, whether it be 1, 10, 5, I don't care. As long as we can help somebody get out of that fear zone. That fear zone is what was really sad, you know? And I don't blame them because I was feeling the same way. I was like, well, I'm going to learn how to mix. I don't give a shit what I do. I'm going to learn how to mix and I'm going to have to learn quick. And that was it, you know? So and then there are a lot of people that are, you know, budget, you know, people that can't. That's why I thought about starting with maybe, you know, showing them again how to do the flavor shots and things, you know, something simple to get them started until they can do that. But I didn't actually buy anything I did buy stuff from Nicotine River. I don't know. Fresh is helping me. And he's like, here, go here, buy this. Okay, here, go. Here's the link for this one. Okay, here, get. So I've got a bunch of stuff coming, and nothing's here yet. So it's been a week. It should be here soon. Usually the shipping is a lot faster. But like from Liquid Barn, I got the twist open closed caps. I got the Liquid Barn sweetener. I got the Liquid Barn vanilla ice cream, which he recommended, which Lumi, I know that you know what that is, which is his favorite. The Moon Sugar by Mr. Good Vape flavor. I got the scale. I got the base of unflavored e-liquid, the 500 ml bottle. I got that. That's what I got from Liquid Barn. And then I don't remember if I got, hold on, let me check. I thought I got something from Nicotine River too, or I saved some bookmarks for it. I don't remember now. Did I make a mailbox for DIY? No, I didn't. I was thinking about
when people look at my my surroundings and they actually look into the flavors that I have, they're like, we can tell that you've been Fresh's little apprentice for the past year, because when Fresh and I are mixing together on Tuesday, he has a bunch of flavors, but when it comes to what we're doing on the Tuesday show, it's not a situation where I'm like, I don't have that flavor. Like, it rarely happens because he's influenced all of my flavor purchases.
No, that's great. I mean, that way you can do it together and you're, and that's what I want. I want people to get comfortable with it, but I know that like there's got to be other people out there that feel the same way as I do, where it's like, oh my God, it's so new, it's so scary. Not in the sense of like, I can't do it, but that I know I had you in Nicotine River making it. Yeah, see, Ricky. But it's just, the unknown, doing something on the unknown. It's almost like being a vapor for the very first time and learning everything all over again, And that's what I want to, I love the fact that I don't have the knowledge. That way I can actually gain the knowledge with my viewers, Yeah. So that way we learn together, and we're here to help each other as we always are anyway. So I really, really appreciate doing that. And I appreciate you guys for wanting to be a part of that, because that to me is huge. The more people that we can get to, the more people we have staying off of cigarettes, if it comes down to the fact that they can't get their own or they want to do something like this.
Definitely. I know I've jumped from side to side. Like, there's always that coil building community. There's the hardware like hobbyist community, and then there's the DIY community, and I've managed to jump through all three and then some.
Yeah.
And every time you do it, it's just a new adventure, and you just find something else that you're just, wow, this is more than a hobby for some people.
Yeah. Like, vaping is like my life, like everything about it. There's not one little piece that isn't. It's everything about vaping is definitely my life. And that's why this is like basically the last piece of it, to make it a whole,
Yeah, like if you're anxious or depressed or any of those things, these are all things that I kind of go through. I don't work due to some medical problems, but it's such a nice release to come back in here and just mix up some simple recipes or braid some coils. I braid coils as well. And for me, that's just been a huge, it's not daunting. Like, it seems scary at first, but once you get into it, you can just sink yourself into it and just get lost in enjoyment, and it's a blessing.
Yeah, for me, the whole thing is like time, because like having my full-time job, doing this pretty much full-time as well, and then my, with my reviews and everything, and then trying to venture out to DIY, that's just been what's been overwhelming me. You know what I mean? It's the sense of like, now I'm going to need more time. Where am I going to come up with more time when I barely have time now? But, and when I enjoy something, I like digging into it as well. Like, I started making my own coils. I was making fuse clapton zipper coils. I was making a whole bunch of different coils and stuff. And then I came across, not enough time to make my own coils. So then I started doing the pre-made, but because I didn't have that time. So that's when it just worries me, like, okay, well, if I didn't have time for that, will I have time for this? And that's why I want to start slow and then work my way up. And that way, if for whatever, whatever reason, I don't have the time to make a whole, batch or whatever, I can use the flavor shot and do it that way. Having those options, I think, is going to help not just me, but a lot of people out there, because you've got an option. It's not like you got to be like, oh my God, today I got to make juice or I'm not going to have any.
Like I have to keep little backups too. Like if you get like little jars from the grocery store, this was sweet and sour sauce, but I cleaned it out, and this is an apple cider donut that I made. And if I run out of e-liquid, I could just fill it into a little dropper bottle and be like, mine.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. So it's like, it's easy. It's easy in the sense of like, you've got options. And that is the one thing that I want everybody to know, that they have options, because it's so important. It's just because what's good for me might not be good for you. It might not be good for Scott, or might not be good, so I like having variations in different things that we do. And this is just, I know that this is going to be a great time. I know it's going to be for great learning. Like today, I'm kind of out of it. I literally did not go to sleep all night last night. I've literally been up since Sunday morning. And I'm quite tired, but I wanted to be here with you guys. And I did take an hour nap. So I did get an hour of sleep. But I wanted to bring this to you. It's so important to me that no matter what, I wanted to be here online with you guys, having Lumi on, Fresh coming in soon, and just to go over letting them talk to you and letting you see how they do their thing. Like I would actually love to see you actually make a premix. Like your way, without the 500 mils, of course, because that's like huge. Would you be able to do that?
We're getting a lot of butt action on camera.
Oh man, we love butt action. You have no idea. We have been missing butt action for so long. I mean, you can always, turn off your thing. You can just turn off the camera part too if you want.
Let's see if I can figure this out real quick.
I mean, if it's too much, don't worry about it. But I just figured, that way we can see you do your stuff. And then when Fresh comes in, he can do his stuff. Hi, Morris. The bad part is stop mixing it today. I would still have 6 to 8 weeks of juice. That's awesome. Awesome, Boom Bikes. No, the shots aren't expensive at all, Valerie. They're really, really not, because that's the things that I ordered. I did order a few flavor shots because they were so inexpensive. It's funny because the way that they come, if you notice, Fresh is when he was showing last week, like he wasn't using that whole bottle. He's using some of the flavoring, so that little bottle lasts you. So I don't want you to worry about that. We're in this together. Butts and boobs, Carolyn. Exactly right. Butts and boobs. That's where we are here. Joshua, how you doing?
Okay, so I have a couple of one shots here. This one is probably about $5.
See?
It tells you the recommended percentage on it. This one I think is maybe $4. And it tells you the recommended percentage. And then if you go to places like, I don't know if many people know this, but VSO Flavors does a bunch of his old e-liquid recipes in one shots. And it's definitely affordable. And that's how I started, was VSO one shots.
Yeah. Because again, you're only using a percentage of those shot bottles. You're not using the whole bottle. And I think that's why you might think that it gets expensive, but you can make like so many different bottles out of that one little shot bottle. So don't worry about that.
Yeah, I could actually pull it up on here real quick before I do the premix. I'll show you what it's like to make a one shot.
Hold on, let me go ahead and put you on the main screen for the speaker view. Go ahead.
So if you're making a 60 ml bottle, you don't even have to type it in, as long as you're not using any funky percentages. You don't have to type it in, but you type in 60%. Desired strength is 3. Add flavor. You just type in one shot. Some of them will come up already recommended. Like you'll notice all of the one shots that are popping up, whether it's from chefs or anything like that. Some of them will pop in with a recommended percent. But if you know the recommended percent that you want, you just type in one shot right here. and say it's a 5% one shot. Then you got that. If you're using pre-mixed e-liquid base, you just use you highlight use vape ready nicotine base. And what it will do is when you scroll down here, all I have to do is when I'm making this is add 65 grams, 0.46 grams rather, and then only 3 grams of the one shot. And you got to consider some of these one shots are 15 mLs. So you're only using 3 mLs of that 15.
See, told you. Look at that. Oh, wow. Easy peasy. See, you made it so much easier.
Yeah, I was going to save that for when Fresh came on because I think we're mixing one shots with him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think we were going to do another one shot. To be honest with you, right now I can't remember. But I think we were going to do another one shot because we're going to probably get more into the whole multiple shots like later, you know, like where, or not shots, but, you know, multiple flavors, like 5 or whatever flavors to make a good flavor. And what I want to do is get what we were hoping, Fresh and I were hoping, was for me to actually have my stuff today where I can open it up on camera as the first time using it and do it with him, you know, but that didn't work out so well.
All right. Since I am going to be mixing this premix, I do need to get up real quick and wash my hands. I don't want to touch all this stuff.
Okay, so booty shots, got it. Okay, so is everybody, oh my God, I'm lost, Wendy. I need to move. And tonight you're going to be fine. Again, we're doing this like a DIY for dummies. So the information is going to be repeated over and over. Fresh is going to be on soon. When he gets on, he's going to do the single flavor shot, like to make an e-liquid to show you a full e-liquid with just the single shot and then using his other things. Again, we'll just keep watching and it's going to become just like when vaping. When you first got to vaping, you didn't know the difference between wattage and voltage and, you know, why is it that I got to charge my batteries externally? Things like that. So we're still on the baby stages. So it's okay that you don't know. You know what I mean? That's what they're here for, to help us actually learn and know.
Shake out my little funnel.
And can you talk while you do it?
Yeah.
Sometimes you just get used to doing things and you're like, oh, no.
Okay, so I'll go back over here. I can actually make myself larger. I'm going to have to cover up chat. For this, I'll just make 200 of my premix to make it so it's a little bit simpler. I like it about 3 milligrams. I'm using PG-based nicotine, 100%. There we go. Go ahead and get rid of that. That was from the one shot. That won't pop up if you're doing a create new recipe right here. And then here we go. This is actually really funny. So I don't use those little cups that come on your laundry detergent.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm using to pour this stuff into.
Oh, really? Okay. Because I always have those and I always throw them away. I'm like, what do I need? I don't use them either. I just pour.
Yeah, for me, it's a lightweight little plastic cup. And I'm just putting PG and VG in it. So I just wash them out and reuse them. Okay. Turn on my scale. Put the cup on. Hit tare. I'll start with PG. Which one of these is my PG? Propylene glycol. I need 45.59. it just, that's the other thing I like about these cups is where it's actually meant for detergent. It has that little lip on there.
Yeah.
So it's easy just to pour it
That's very true.
right into the funnel.
Can you move the camera a little bit more to the side of the desk? There we go. Thank you. Can everybody see okay?
Just make it, it's going to look a little funky, but screw it.
That's
All
fine.
right, VG. Because there's no nicotine in these, I don't really have to worry about being like shaky, shaky, shaky. All right, so VG is 189.15. I put the cup back on there, gotta hit tear. 0 is at the scale again.
Oh, look who's here. Hello, Mr. Fresh.
Hello.
Senor Freshness. Yes, welcome, Freshie.
That was a very, I was very quick on my bicycle today. You guys should be happy with me.
Very happy. Thank you so much for being here. She's showing how to mix something right now.
What you making, Moons?
My premix.
Oh, okay, making premix. That's always a handy skill to have. Because you can vape that stuff by itself. No flavors. They take all of our flavors away. Forget it. It's just kind of sweet.
Yeah. Well, she was showing that she had the premix made. So finally I was like, okay, can you show how you made it? You know me, Fresh. I'll be like, okay, now let's find out how. I want to know all the nitty gritty.
Okay, and then I'll show you this, which is kind of fun. I would recommend if you're making this premix to go ahead and do your VG first and then your PG because it's so thick it takes forever to drip out. You can,
What's up, Knocks Out?
you can kind of see how thick it is
Yeah.
and how long it takes to just go through there.
Oh, BG?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the consistency of syrup. Brother Addy. Ashley. I always say hi to everybody when I start my show, so it's a bad habit.
No, that works.
Antoinette. What's up, Antoinette?
And then I have no intention
Addy.
of pulling out nicotine at the moment, so I'll pour water into a cylinder.
Brian Pagano. There we go.
We'll pretend it's nicotine.
Yeah, we'll pretend it's nicotine and watch me make a horrible mess.
Do not pour nicotine all over yourself, by the way, everybody. It's bad.
I'm not
news.
touching. I do not touch nicotine unless it is on my washing machine.
What's up, Joshua Heiss?
And there's about, it says I need 6.22. I'm using the larger cylinder because the smaller one's reserved for the nicotine.
Yeah.
But that's about 5 right there.
That's awesome.
And you just pour it into the premix, which I'm also not going to do because it's just water.
Right.
Patty, I am not late. I got here precisely when I meant to.
Yep. I said he was going to be here later because he can't be here until about 8. So last week he was able to get here, I think a few minutes earlier, like 7:45. Surprised the heck out of me. But yeah, he's right on time.
Because I don't get out of work. I don't get out of work until 7 your time, which is when your show starts.
Right.
That's when I leave work on my bicycle. Everybody, I bicycle everywhere.
So see, that's why.
Okay, and then I could show one more thing real quick before we get started into anything else. So if you are starting to look at places to buy flavors, another cool thing about typing into e-liquid recipes, I don't really need to save that. Sometimes it's a wee bit slow. You go up here into, let's see, I'll just turn the camera off. There we go. If you go to resources and you go to resource page, and you just scroll down a little bit, it says shops. USA, eSig Express, 10% off. Use code EL recipes.
Oh, cool.
And
EL, remember that code, everybody, EL recipes, because that will get you a discount at almost every flavor shop.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
And it just gives you a list. Like if you're buying from Liquid Burn, you could get 15% off if you use the code EL recipes.
I don't think I used that.
And then one-on-one has a 25% off coupon that's all day, every day.
Yep.
So if you go over to one-on-one, it looks expensive to buy their flavors until you actually apply that coupon code, and then they're just about the same as everybody else.
And then they're kind enough that if you're in the UK, they have UK sites with codes.
Oh yeah, chefsflavors.co.uk.
Unfortunately,
Everybody.
they don't have the coupon for chefs at the moment.
Okay, Chefs must not be running one. Chefs ships flat rate to the US for about $7, and they carry a lot of things that you can't get in the US. So if you've gotten far enough along to where you're looking for something specific, go over and check out Chefs. They're a really good company with some really good guys. Man, do those guys drink though. Holy cow.
One of the things that I really enjoyed about finding this is I buy my bottles in bulk from Dropper Bottles right here. And there's an actual coupon for 10% off on your bulk bottles, just DIY. So, and it's nice enough that all you have to do is click on that link.
That takes you right to it. Cool.
Can you scroll to the, go back a couple to the ELR page and show them the Canadian sites? There's 2 or 3 of them.
There's Europe, Canada.
There you go. There's Canada's flavor sites.
Australia. And all of this is in the resources. All you have to do is hit resources on this and then click on resource page. And it gives you a list of all of the sites where you can buy stuff.
That is correct, Meter. You can indeed get Meter Made Melon, which is a BSO mix, and it's mighty, mighty fine.
Yeah. Dropper Bottles, this is where I buy them all. I personally buy these ones, LDPE Boston Rounds. You get 100 of them. And let's just say you're getting 30 mLs. 100 bottles for $19, and then you get a little discount. That's incredible.
Oh,
Yep.
wow.
Yep, I do that. I buy from the same place. I also buy from Dropper Bottles. But you can find pretty good deals on bottles over on Amazon too if you're looking for them. Just type in unicorn bottles.
That's awesome.
There we go. Steve-O just gave the chef's 10% coupon. It's called The Kitchen.
Oh, boy. Thank you so much. Wow. Yeah, that is a lot.
And Chef's, the really cool thing about Chef's flavors is they have more one-shots than anybody else in the world.
Oh, really?
By a long shot. So if you're looking for a very specific profile, they're really, really good for one-shots. And like I said, it's flat rate shipping no matter how much you buy. It's like $7 over to the US. And it takes exactly 10 days from when you place your order for it to show up on your door. I've never had it take less. I've never had it take more. 10 days.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was just SOL this time because they happened to, I guess because of
everybody jumping on the DIY wagon. I heard.
I was like, oh, but it's not good. I just literally want right when we were about to go live, asked Lumi, I was like, yeah, I just got the email. It's being shipped now.
Now is Liquid Barn?
Yeah.
There's only like 5 people that work there. So that kind of explains it, but still it's a little disappointing.
Yeah, because we were expecting it to be here for today, but
yeah,
it's okay. We can always do it next Monday. That's fine.
That's true. We can answer more questions, show another one-shot mix.
Yeah.
I did make up a special recipe just for Wendy's folks.
Yes.
Using all flavors that you will use again a lot. So.
Does it have vanilla pudding in it?
No, it does not have vanilla pudding.
What is wrong with you?
Well, when I start talking about all the flavors, Lumi, that I'm using, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, yeah, you do need that. What's up, Dimlin?
The one that I I've noticed people have been having a lot of fun with is I've been hooking them up with telling them to get Liquid Barn vanilla ice cream,
Yeah.
Flavora vanilla pudding, and then cream milky undertones. And I'm like, which way do you want to go? Do you want to go ice cream, pudding, custard, or milkshake? Because you can get all 3 of these dairies with
Yep.
this. And then just tell me a couple fruits you want, and I'll recommend some fruits for you.
I'm dying to try the ice cream. That was the whole reason why I wanted to get that order in.
It's
last
so
week.
good. It is so good.
So dying.
Yeah, I even thought this week, I'm like, okay, we'll tell Wendy to mix it like 8% with that and throw like 0.5% of sweetener in, and you're just gonna be in heaven.
I'm dying. I'm dying for it. Ever since you started talking about it, it's like all week I'm like, I'm getting some ice cream. I got the email. I was like, I'm not getting no ice cream.
Here come the questions.
Best lemon.
Best lemon. It depends on what you want the lemon to do.
Lemon Express.
Yeah, Flavor Express lemon is pretty much the top. If you're looking for a sweeter lemon flavor, you really can't go wrong with it.
If you use it high enough, it tastes like Fruit Loops.
It's true, it does.
But if you use it low, it's a fabulous lemon.
You want a sweet lemonade? So Flavor Express lemon. Or you could just go and buy like Flavora's lemonade by itself and mix it at 3.5%, 4%, and just vape that because it tastes like country time.
Yeah, you would be surprised. Some of these things that aren't one shots, they're just single flavors. You can vape them as a single flavor, and it's the equivalent to a one shot, basically.
Abby, if you've got a pen and paper, I can give you a lemon cheesecake right now. This is what I'm known for. By the way, everybody, is the fact that I can come up with recipes off the top of my head that are going to work. So if you've got a pen and paper, let me know, Abby. Abby's good. Okay, so you're going to do 3% of Inawera Yes We Cheesecake. That is the name of the flavor. Yes We Cheesecake. You're going to do 2% of Capella's New York Cheesecake. You do 1% of the Flavor Apprentice Cheesecake with graham crust. The show stealers here, by the way, everybody.
Oh, okay.
Mammy baby time. This will stop her for a minute. And then for your lemon, 2% Flavor Express lemon, because you'll use that lemon over and over again. And it's a nice sweet lemon, and it'll really complement the bite you get off the cheesecake. So there you go. There's a lemon cheesecake, 4 flavors out the door. And that is using Alfred Pudding's 3-2-1 cheesecake base, which is amazing. Then you let it steep for about a week. And anybody who's wondering what a 3-2-1, if you're wondering what the hell I was talking about, it's 3% of one flavor, 2% of another, 1% of another, and that's your base. Both my kitties are actually in here with me today. My roommate's doing laundry, so I've got the door closed, so they're both they're kind of circling like sharks.
My chihuahua is hiding in the mountain of blankets and pillows.
I think I see a chihuahua butt.
No, that's her head.
Oh, okay.
But chihuahuas, they're so small, you never know.
Yeah, she is so small. She is such a tiny chihuahua.
She is also
I've got a
my cat
mean
too.
one.
So Lumi, which you already did one shot, or were you going to do a one shot?
Whatever you want to do, whatever the audience wants us to do, I'll do it.
Yeah. What do you guys want? What do you guys want us to see?
I would like you to show the one shot again.
Okay.
Like I was explaining, I would like to go from easy, very simple, and then, go up from there.
Okay.
Hi, Marcy. For anybody in chat that I didn't get a chance to say hello to, hello and welcome. Thank you so much for being here tonight.
So that's actually a really good topic to cover real quick. Canadian Barber wants to know, after mixing DIY, should we steep? So generally fruit flavors, if you're just mixing fruits, will not require a steep. There's one exception to that, and it's the exception almost all the way across the board. There's only one flavor that doesn't require a steep, and that's strawberries. Strawberries always take a couple days to steep out. They can taste really darn good, but they're not going to taste like they're going to until about 3 days later. Yep, 1% TFA cheesecake graham crust. Yes, Joshua Heiss. And all you're getting out of that is just a little bit of cheesecake and a little bit of coconut nut. And it works really, really nicely. So generally, the next category would be like bakeries. Bakery flavors generally take anywhere from 5 to 7 days. Sometimes they're a little bit longer, sometimes they're shorter. It depends on what flavor you're using. But as a general rule, if you're mixing up like a cookie or a donut or something like that, just give it a week. Give it a week. It's just a good rule. And then you get into like your creams and custards, and that it varies wildly with creams and custards. But if you're mixing just like a straight custard, like using Capella's vanilla custard, it can take 3-4 months before it gets to where it's going to taste good. Like there's a couple of old school recipes that you used to mix them up and you go bury them in the backyard just because it took so long to steep. And then you would pull them out like 3 or 4 months later and they were just incredible. But up until that point, I mean, they were garbage. They were dumpster fires. So luckily there's, like Flavoria custard is really good. It only requires a couple days. Mullenberry's legendary custard is really good. Only takes a couple days. I actually created a custard base. If anybody's looking for custards, I created a custard base that's shake and bake, so it doesn't require any steep at all.
I love custard.
Me too.
Dang.
You've got the flavors on the way for that, by the way.
Yeah.
Yep, my quick custard. It's actually out of a recipe that I gave to Grim Green and let him bake. It's called Old School.
Aww.
And it's like Grim mixed it up, shook it up, and he's like, "That's a vanilla custard," and then proceeded to vape it on his logs for like 2 weeks. Yes.
I love vanilla, like the real vanilla, where it feels like it just came out of the oven, vanilla custard.
Yeah.
It's not just just a plain, I don't know, it's plain, but it's like so flavorful, like you can literally it feels like you just baked it.
Exactly. And that's why that shake and bake
watering. I'm trying to talk.
What if we like floral stuff? Florals are generally okay right away. Sometimes they're a little perfumey for like 3 or 4 days, but for the most part, florals are actually a very friendly flavor to work with. And it really, if you really like vaping flowers, like you can just go to town. If you're just looking for like floral notes and other things, then you're kind of at the mercy of whatever you're mixing them with. So.
It's okay, Lori. We're both in the same boat. We're just going to start off slow. Again, I want everybody to be comfortable in here. And like I was saying at the beginning, this channel is going to be primarily like baby steps. Like we're not going to go full-fledged out. We're going to start baby steps, like things that you can make easy, like the one shots, the flavor shots. Start there, get used to those, get comfortable seeing that. Next, starting with like a mix with maybe just 2 flavors and then go to 3 flavors and, to gradually bring it up. That's what Fresh and I had already discussed, taking it from really, really slow up because there's so many people that, you might have missed a piece of it, and you just came in late or something. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed to the point where you're going to say, forget it. I don't even want to do this.
Yeah. That's
what I want to avoid. I want to avoid I'm never going to get it. It's just too much for me. This is just too complicated. I don't have time. Any reason that we can come up with to smoke or to go back to smoking is so simple to come up with. Like you don't even need an excuse, so I'm trying to avoid all of those because my main goal, Fresh's main goal, Lumi's main goal is to keep everybody from going back to that. So no matter what we have to do, it might take you a couple, weeks that we're on here to get something. Lumi's already said, Lori, I know that you're late to the chat, but Lumi already said if you want a video chat with her, she can actually help you set up like your first cart. You can give her a budget. She can work with you on that, which I think is really, really great of her to do. Because I don't want everybody bombarding her, but you know, from some of the people in here, you might want to do that. Like Fresh helped me. She would be willing to help you guys. And that way, when you get it, then we can, you know, you could probably do it with us, depending on what you're getting. I'm personally starting with the one shots because that to me is the easiest.
It's
I
super
feel
easy.
like, huh?
It's super easy.
Exactly. I'm still going to be using all the tools and methods that we were going to use anyway for any other thing. So I want everybody to feel comfortable with that. I'm going to be doing it as a beginner. You're going to be doing it as a beginner. So we're going to be learning together, you know, and then of course the people that know everything there is to know about DIY usually visit him on Saturdays anyway, because that's for more for advanced users anyways, or more advanced DIYers. But for the newbies, like I'm talking about, like we just started crawling, that's going to be here on Mondays. That's what we're going to start with. Crawling to walking. We're not going to go from walking to crawling. Yeah.
And if you do, don't be scared of the Saturday show, folks. Don't just because like you'll see us making like 8-9 flavor recipes, things like that. Don't be scared of it because we take the time to answer your questions. People in the comments will answer your questions. Like I said, the DIY community as a whole is probably the friendliest part of I think it's probably the friendliest part of like the online vape community. Every once in a while people argue about flavors, but I mean, it's never anything heated. There's nothing, there's rarely, if ever, anything personal. Like people are just there to share and learn. And, you know, if someone comes up with something, like the newest person can come up with something that nobody else has thought of, just because, you know, they've got a fresh perspective and they're, you know, I really like the way this flavor did this. And we're like, what? Let me go try that. And then all this, you know, it's a very, very giving community. I had a couple more questions. Ashley Cobbs, she's good. She likes her floral. So I got three flavors for you. So TPA honeysuckle, the Flavor Apprentice honeysuckle, really, really, really good. It's one of the friendliest floral flavors to get involved with. Flavor Art lavender. Flavor Art lavender is also super duper friendly. It goes really, really nice with creams, tobaccos, bakeries, things like that. And then Flavora rose essence, which tastes like a rose smells, and it's absolutely frickin' wonderful. And then best Blackberry flavor, Flavor West Blackberry. I have no doubt in my mind about the answer to that question. Flavor West Blackberry. And is Capella Super Sweet a good choice for sweetener? It's not bad. You know, use it accordingly. You know, use it low. The less sweetener you use, the less often you have to change your coils. The less often you'll have to change out your cotton.
You know, once I get into all this, I really want to know, and I don't know if you probably tasted this, but what I want to make eventually when I get into really, you know, getting good and dirty with it, which is always the best way.
Yeah.
I want to learn how to make what was it called? The blueberry cake, I think it was, by Glazed.
Oh, the blueberry pound cake?
Oh my gosh, the blueberry cake or whatever it is. I had one bottle, I did one review, and ever since then, like I've been obsessed with it. But I want to use less sweetener so that it doesn't kill my coils, because that was a coil killer. It was like you put it on the coils and basically in a few hours it was dead. I'd have to
retaste it, but I think they were using Flavor West Yellow Cake and they were using Flavor West Blueberry. I'm fairly certain that's two of the flavors that were. Like I said, I'd have to try it again to give you specifics, but if I remember correctly, I think it was those two flavors, which is why your coils were getting destroyed within a couple of hours. They may not have used much sweetener in it. Those two flavors will just absolutely annihilate coils.
That's what I'm saying. In a couple of hours, you were like, all right, time to change the coils. The flavor's like freaking banging, but yeah, I don't want to change the cotton and everything. Yeah. So, but the Glazed basics are just amazing. That blueberry cake, I will never forget. It's one of those flavors that I will never forget. Another one that they're no longer in business. It was actually Vape Girl Vixens had. Oh my God! You got to know which one I'm talking about. The one that was the cereal and the cheesecake.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was my favorite until they went out of business. Like literally, I was buying like 120 mils every single like time that I bought them because I never wanted to run out. It was so good. But I want to make that one again too. But again,
We've actually gotten inside line with Vape Girl Vixen, so we might be able to
they love
maybe
me too.
maybe
Just
maybe be able
mention
to.
me. They
As
will-
long as they would probably be cool with it as long as you didn't make it on air. That's
no,
what
I wouldn't. No, that would be for me. Yeah. But yeah, they knew me and I was like, oh my God, like that flavor. When I first tried them, they weren't even like really known. And they were gonna, I guess, launch or really come out at one of the vapor conventions. And I got one of their older bottles,
yeah.
like one of their very first bottles. And they had been even steeping for a little while and they still didn't cloud up, which I really liked. It didn't get gunky, it didn't get thick or anything. They were really good. That one I liked. Their chocolate peanut butter I liked. The blueberry, lemon blueberry was really good also. But the one that stood out for me that I always reached for was the one that was the cereal with the cheesecake.
Yeah.
Always went back to that.
It was was it a Fruit Loops or was it a Captain Crunch cereal?
If I'm not mistaken, it was, I want to say fruit.
I want to say it was Fruit Loops too.
Yeah. I know that it was, oh my God. It was just because that cheesecake brought out, like, it wasn't overwhelming lemon like Fruit Loops tends to be. It was just a flavor. When I first vaped it, I mean, I couldn't help but share it because it was just amazing.
Yay!
And Valerie wants to know about teas. Just buy all of Flavora's teas. Flavora makes the best teas by a long shot.
Yeah, I want to try teas too.
Tea vape during the summer, those green tea vapes are amazing. Yes, Lumi.
M. Gunther got his order that I helped him with today.
Yay!
Success story, hopefully. Just DM me when you want to know percentages for some of those recipes. Happy to help.
Base flavors like cheesecake, custard, donut. I mean, it really depends on what you're going for, Joshua Heiss. It's always going to depend on what you're going for. Like Wonder Flavors Glazed Donut, I think, is the best donut flavor. It tastes like a Krispy Kreme donut. You mix it at like 3.5%. You just get that yeasty frosted donut. It's just amazing.
That's what I want.
But then, I mean, if you're looking for like a cinnamon sugar donut, there's a flavor called Zappola by Flavor Art. And you mix that at like 5%, throw another cake at it, you've got yourself a cinnamon sugar donut. I mean, even the older school flavors like TFA and Capella, their donut flavors still have places in certain mixes. But it really depends on what you're going for. Like every company makes a cheesecake, and they're all wildly different cheesecakes. My favorite is Yes Sweet Cheesecake by Inaware. It's absolutely wonderful. And custard, I just use my quick custard base, which is 4% liquid barn ice cream and 0.5% of flavor of vanilla pudding. That's what I use for custard. And it's shake and bake. You just throw a fruit at it, you throw a bakery at it, and you walk out the door for the day, and it's good.
That's what I want. I was telling Lumi when she pulled out her 500 milliliter bottle, I was like, oh my God, you're my queen. Because remember I was saying that I want to make big amounts? When she did that, I was like, yes, that's awesome.
BSO Flavors does have a lot of one-shots. There's 3 off the top of my head in particular that I would really, really, really recommend.
Hold on 1 second before you go.
Yeah.
Do you have the white chocolate blondie by VSO?
No, I don't.
Damn it. Do you have any of the one shots that you'd be able to mix tonight?
I think I've got Swaggy Blue still.
Damn.
I think, but the lemon donut, the chocolate donut, and the apple fritter. All three are amazing. VSO his fruit flavors are to die for though, and he's got a coupon code for when we're on the air.
Awesome.
One-on-one donut. I wouldn't bother with one-on-one donut, Joshua Heiss. That pumpkin roll is actually one of the best pumpkin vapes I've ever tried. It's really, really, really good. You take it up higher, you get more of the cream cheese frosting. You take it lower, you get more of the pumpkin cake.
Yeah, I love flavors that change depending on the amount of heat that you're bringing to it.
Yeah.
That just like,
Yeah, I always wind up with a bottle of at least one bottle of the pumpkin roll, and at least one bottle of his he has an apple cider it's a spiced apple cider. It's freaking amazing.
the only problem for me is I have to stay away from like any type of cinnamon.
Yeah,
Cinnamon, it just blisters my mouth.
probably, I don't know if either of those would work for you then.
Yeah, exactly.
Unfortunately.
I mean, they sound great, but yeah, those I can't do.
I didn't see.
Scooch myself over here.
Actually, you're so lost. That's where one shots come in. Let's smoothly transition to one shots, shall we?
I have a
Yeah.
page pulled up of a bunch of lovely one shops. One
So, but-
shops?
One shots. Yeah, just like that, right, Lumi? One shots.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. We want to keep it like simple. We don't want anybody to feel like you're lost or anything like that. So again, they're going to be showing you how to do, which is what I'm going to start with as well, is the one shot mixes, because they're going to be the easiest that we can get, and then gradually move up, as I mentioned earlier.
So I guess I'll show you how this works. Do it. And e-liquid, new recipe. And then let me go ahead and do this. Just make it a little easier for folks to follow.
Ricky Martin, he's like, I'm not lost. I'm glazed and confused.
There we go. I mean, it could seem really confusing.
Yeah.
It can. All right, so it's okay if I screen share real quick?
Of course. Let me see. Let me make sure that because for some reason when I did speaker view before, it wasn't showing Lumi. I had to bring it back to the grid. So I'm going to try to do that. Go ahead and talk and see.
Hello, everybody.
Let me see if that works. Go ahead, keep talking.
Okay, so this is what I was going to share. This is e-liquid-recipes.com. This is the front page. Lumi was showing off the site a little bit. So if you come right here, even if you don't have an account, you can still click on create recipe, and it'll let you mix things. So right now you'll see kind of what my presets are, because this is what I think this is fairly common for what people look for. 70-30 with 3 milligrams of nicotine, and make 30 mils. People are making more and more 60 mils. So that's kind of a thing. So we'll go down and we'll scroll down here. So it's going to ask you to add a flavor. So if you're doing a one shot, you're just going to add one flavor, and this should recognize exactly what this stuff is pretty quickly. Rose milk, one shot. So that's the name of the one shot I have here in my hand, Rose Milk, and it's by Wayne from DIY or Die. It's a really tasty strawberry milk. So 15%. If you look on the side of the one shot bottle, that's exactly what I want you to do, is 15%. So perfect. We're perfect. So now that we've got all this set up, all you do is scroll down below, and there's exactly what you mix, the exact amount. If you're using milliliters, it's right there on milliliters. If you're using grams, it's right there on grams. But rose milk, 4.5 grams. So, but that's how easy it is to punch in a one shot and know exactly how much you need to add on your scale. It tells you everything right there. All right, so I'm going to stop my share here. Everybody kind of got that? They're saying no sound.
All right, talk again.
Hello, hello, hello.
Is it working now? Yeah, sounds fine.
Okay, I can do that. I can show you again. Share. Share screen. We don't want to do infinity to infinity and beyond. Let me show you. Okay, so if you're using the premix base, just scroll back up here. And it tells you use Vape Ready nicotine base right here. Click on that. It tells you your nic strength, PG percent, VG percent, and that's all you use. You just adjust it for whatever you've got. So if you're buying 3, change it to 3. You bought it at 100% VG. Once again, all you're going to do, scroll down below here, and it tells you exactly how much your VG base to add. Like I said, once you get slightly familiar with this website, it does everything for you. You don't even have to think to use ELR. So there's that. Hope that made sense.
Made sense to me.
Yeah, it does. This site really does do everything for you. All right, we'll scroll down here.
Yes, you can do that, Lori. So Lori is asking, so can I mix my PG, VG, and Nic and leave it in a jug and just pour out what I need to add to my flavors as I want them?
That's
Yeah.
basically what I was showing with my with my premix. That's how I do it. I put it in a nice 500 ml bottle with a squeezy top. And then when I'm mixing on Fresh's show, I just pull out a 30 ml bottle, my little scale, and I just pour however much I need, which is probably going to be somewhere around 27 mLs or 27 grams rather, of liquid, followed by the flavor one shot.
Yes, you can, Valerie. You can practice making all the recipes you want. Like I said, it'll tell you everything. It'll tell you everything. So let me go ahead and pull this out here.
Yep, and to start out, we want to make the smaller amounts. I know I keep talking about making big amounts, but of course I'm going to start with the smaller amounts first, only because you want to make sure that you're perfecting the flavor before you make a huge amount.
Exactly.
So if you're like me, that I want to make a big old gallon tub of a certain flavor, I definitely want to start out by finding out how to perfectly mix that and know my recipe down pat before I make a big amount.
I have a fun horror story for everybody. When I first started DIYing, Fresh sent me the scale, but the scale for me was a little scary. And I figured, I'm a crafty person. I can eyeball out the percentages. So I poured in what I thought, like I typed it all into ELR. I poured in what I thought was the amount of premix that I needed. And then I was like, I can eye out 0.4% of this bottle. And I just started squeezing flavors and thinking I could eye out the percentages. It tasted and smelled like wet dog hair. It was awful, awful. So don't get too cocky when you're doing this. Don't think you can eye it out, because you can't.
So Fresh, go ahead and talk and say what you're doing.
So I already added the 4.5 grams of rose milk by Wayne from DIY or Die. Hell of a guy. Incredible dancer. Anybody's never seen that video. It's an incredible dancer. And then I added my nicotine to get it up to 3 milligrams. I'm going to regret that later, but that's okay. Because I'll pick this bottle up and start vaping it and be like, oh, crap. And I might have enough VG in here to do this. So my VG I need to add is 24.6 or 20. Nope. 30.2 grams of VG. Like I said, I may not have had enough in this bottle to do it. Maybe I'll make it. But you just watch your scale here and just watch the number climb. Such a fun sound when you know you're out of VG. Yep, so I need more VG. Easy enough. I just get my bottle of VG. I buy it by the gallon. You do not have to buy it by the gallon, everybody. Although the bigger quantities you buy, the cheaper it does get. The nice thing about that LB501 is you don't have to worry about it turning itself off while you're doing stuff like this.
Oh, that's good to know. Somebody wants to know straight VG kills your coils.
Nope.
It'll
Straight
kill your
VG.
windshield in the wintertime.
That's true. We'll leave a film on your windshield.
It also doesn't wick as nicely in the wintertime.
Yep. Because then it goes from being like syrup to being a solid, pretty much. Not quite a solid, but very difficult to work with. So 30.2. So I was almost there. When you start getting close, there we go. You just add drop by drop. There we go. And we are there. Got a cap. Just pop my unicorn bottle cap on here.
We actually, in the wintertime, because we vape max VG, we actually leave microfiber cloths in the car along with window cleaner. And before we go anywhere, we both have to squirt down the window and just start wiping away the window film so it doesn't look like there's a layer of fog on it.
Once again, I'll do it so you guys know. There you go. It's never left your screen. Like a magician, right, Lumi?
So magic.
So magical.
Addie, can you leave the link in chat for the stand? What was it? I just had it in my head. The stand company.
What, Stand Up 3D?
Yeah, Stand Up 3D. If you just leave that in chat, because some people are asking where you got the stand.
Standup3d.com. And his name's Jesse.
Just
Tell him Fresh sent you, although he'll probably charge you more if you do that. But he would, I know Jesse, he's kind of a busy dude, but like he always appreciates when people come in looking for specific things, and he's a good cat. He's a good cat, that Jesse is. All right, who's getting some eye contact tonight? I promise I won't make it as dirty as the Tuesday night eye contacts. Although Lumi's the one trying to burn the house down lately.
What? Burning houses down?
With your pumpernickel eye contact.
That's under the influence of alcohol.
Are you saying you were mixing? Are you saying you were drinking and mixing? You were mixing under the influence?
This happens often.
Valerie Meadows demands eye contact. Well, Valerie. Oh, listen to that sound. It's the sound after myself and Lumi show up with our warm bottles of BG. You got to watch out. You got to watch out for Lumi, though. She'll put you in the corner. She'll put you in the corner if you get out of hand with her. But she's also quite gentle, and she has many safe words to give you. So if one doesn't work for you, she'll let you try a couple others. So, yeah, that mixed up really nicely. All right, let's give that a knuckle test. It's because I don't normally mix stuff that's 15%. Yep, tastes like rose milk, which is just, like I said, it's a strawberry milk, but it's just really, really nice. Really, really nice flavor. And yes, it's okay to taste stuff off the knuckles.
Nicole, it's usually the nicotine that changes the colors of the liquids.
Occasionally, there are some flavors that are dark.
Yeah.
They're very, very, very dark. Like the Flavor Apprentice pancake.
You mean this? This
That
pancake?
stuff, yeah. As you can see, that stuff is jet black.
Let me tell you, this bottle is not a black bottle. It's clear.
That is a clear bottle.
Is that black tea or black? What do you?
No,
call it?
that's pancake.
pancake.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's a wonderful flavor. Absolutely wonderful flavor. But like like if you bring that into a room, like the room gets darker.
Wow.
That's because she knew you could handle it. Little fist up the butt. You're okay, Tweak. You're okay. We like to call that Lumi puppetry over on the Tuesday night show. Yeah, that's how easy it is to mix rose milk, and rose milk's pretty good off the shake. It gets really good in about 3-4 days. But it also contains a bit of sweetener, so it will do some damage to your coils. I think VG needs a higher temp to vaporize, higher wattage, high VG, depending on the ohms of your coils. I mean, the coils get so darn hot anyway. Like it's.
Touch a coil after you fired it, no matter what the temperature is.
No, you no. Don't do it.
I've got scars at 25 watts.
Yeah, even at 25 watts, you can vape max VG at 25 watts. It's not going to be very fun just because the viscosity doesn't break down exactly like it's supposed to.
Yeah.
And you're not getting as much heat to push that flavor. So yeah, you're right about the VG breaking down.
Yeah, I make Celtic coils, so I get the nice little Celtic print if I accidentally put my finger on those.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've done that before, where it
Well,
actually looks like a coil on your finger.
Yeah, that's
Ooh.
my coil.
Here's an important one to answer. What's your take on Capella's Cup of Joe? It is not very good. It tastes closer to coffee grounds than actual coffee. If you want a good coffee flavor, go look for Wonder Flavors Brazilian coffee. Wonder Flavors Brazilian coffee. I think that's probably the best coffee going around right now. Add a little bit of Vape Train coffee milk froth to it. Yum, yum, yum. I believe you used both of those in your high wattage coffee, right, Lumi?
Nope. I used up. I did not touch
Oh
Brazilian
yeah, that's right.
coffee.
You used up.
I fucking hate Brazilian coffee.
Darcy wants to know, is it better to buy your nicotine in 100% VG or 100% PG? She bought hers with VG, but I see on ELR a lot of people do the PG in the recipes.
It's because
Yeah.
it's easier to pull out in the syringe. It's
easier to deal with. So we talked about it a little bit last week, but the lower the amount of nicotine in the base, like if you're buying 3, 6, 9, 12, I would buy VG with those, just because you're going to be using them. It's going to be the majority of your vape, so you're going to be using all that VG anyway. So you might as well get it in VG. And it's the higher your nicotine when you're dealing with like 48 and 100 and 250 milligram nicotine, you want that in PG because you're using such small amounts. And it's easier to deal with small amounts of PG than it is small amounts of VG. So I hope that makes sense. The lower your number, the more VG you want. That's the easiest way to remember it. So if you're buying 3 milligram base, just buy it in 80-20, buy it in 100% VG. But if you're making the leap to buying your free base nicotine, which is what we call that higher milligram nicotine, just buy it in PG. It'll be way easier to deal with.
Yeah, that was I've been actually conversing with Swaggy Shane over here because I was going to mix up that Blondie one shot.
Mm-hmm.
His one shots are actually they've been moved around from the last time I wrote down on this bottle. Like I wrote down to use this at 7%. But if you have a VG premix, you will be set to not have to worry about PG because you use this single shot flavor about 30% and it's PG. So that will be all of the PG that you need in this one shot. So if you buy that Golden Joe, all you have to do is buy the 3 milligram premix and add.
Top it off. Yep. Yep. Swaggy did his stuff really cleverly.
Yeah.
Really cleverly how he put it together. That way you get that primo that everybody wants. Everybody wants that 70-30. You just add VG and you're off. So.
Well, VG and nicotine if you use nicotine.
True. Now, again, if you don't use nicotine or you don't usually vape nicotine, then you don't even have to worry about that portion of it.
Nope.
You're just going to do the rest of the recipe and you're going to mark 0 for your nicotine. And that way it'll adjust everything.
That premix that I just made, I'm probably going to leave it at 0 because I like myself some 0 every once in a while.
I like 0 on shows because I sit here and I vape all the time, and the zero is really nice. Like I haven't vaped in a little bit because I mixed that one at 3 and I put a little bit in there. So I know that I can go back to this, which is 0, in a little bit and be fine.
Definitely.
So, all right.
Strictly pretty much a 3.
Any other beginner questions? Any other beginner questions right now? Or I'll start showing my recipe that I made it for everybody. I think you've got everything for it, Lumi.
Which one?
Do you have Vape Train Glazed Strawberry?
No.
Do you have Flavor Art Juicy Strawberry?
Nope.
How about Jungle Flavor Sweet Strawberry?
Yes.
You can use that.
But I like VSO strawberry. That's why.
You can use
if you
VSO
ask me
strawberry if you
I have
want.
a bunch of strawberries, I will most likely say no, because I strictly use VSO's fruit flavors normally. I am in love with the blueberry and strawberry, and the apple. Oh my gosh, the apple is perfect for ciders and. Ooh.
Yeah. Ashley Cobbs, yes, you can. If you go over to Nicotine River, you can buy base, or if you go to Liquid Barn, you can buy base. That's what it's called.
It's more affordable on Nick River.
It is more affordable on Nick River.
And don't forget to go to that reference that she was showing so that you can get the coupon codes too.
I don't think Nicotine River has a coupon code. They normally don't.
Not for them, right?
Not for them. Liquid Barn will have a coupon code.
If you keep an eye out on your email and you sign up for the newsletters, you will get coupons there. Like I think they just this weekend had a sale.
25% off nicotine.
25% off
awesome.
nicotine.
Yeah, Liquid Barn is backed up 5 days. Like I said, there's only like 5 people that work there. So that explains it. They're really good folks though. They're moving as fast as they can. But everybody jumped on the DIY train the last couple of weeks.
But if you're not ordering because there is a 5-day delay, by the time that you order from somewhere else, you would have actually gotten your Liquid Barn.
Yep.
So it just makes sense that even though there's a delay, like I ordered mine last Monday, there's a delay on it. But if I go to order something else, I'm going to get it at the same time that I'm going to get the delayed flavor or the delayed order. So don't let that deter you.
So this was something that I actually got in an email recently, and I felt quite bad about this. Somebody had already placed an order with another site to buy their nicotine. And other sites, like there are a couple nicotine brands that will come out tasting kind of weird or off. Peppery tasted nicotine, if you taste it, normally means it's bad. So places that I trust to buy nicotine from would be Liquid Barn, Nick River. They have Chemnovatic, and they have their Pure Nick line, which I personally use because it's super affordable. The shipping's not even ridiculous on it where you're buying that kind of stuff. And then Heartland Vapes, is that the other place for nicotine, or is it?
Yeah, Heartland Wholesale.
Heartland Wholesale.
Yep, Heartland Wholesale.
I've not heard very many great things about the nicotine that you can get off of eCig Express.
eCig Express, if you get it in PG is fine. If you get it in VG, it has kind of a weird aftertaste. Their VG, for whatever reason, has kind of a weird aftertaste. I think they use, well, I haven't gotten it in several years, so they could have changed. I think they were probably using soy-based VG instead of palm-derived. So I think that was probably the problem. They may have switched over completely at this point. Like I said, I'm giving you like 4-year-old advice at this point, as far as their nicotine goes. But if you buy their nicotine in PG, there's nothing wrong with it. Wizard Labs is good also. Yes, Emily. I think Wizard Labs, uses Chemnovatic, or it's either Chemnovatic or Nic Select, right? And then if you want, I think it's the top shelf. If you're looking for top shelf nicotine, Carolina Extract is kind of that top shelf nicotine, but you will pay the price for it.
Yeah, like I bought, my first batch that I bought was 150 mLs of the Nicotine River Pure Nic. It lasted me a full year. This is my brand new bottle that I just recently bought.
And Meter brought up the point that Pure Nic is Chemnovatic. So you've been using Chemnovatic this whole time, Lumi. This whole time.
Fuck it, it's more affordable. It's a couple of dollars cheaper than Chemnovatic. It lasted me a year, and I mixed for myself and my husband, and we both chain vape. And
Chemnovatic, for anybody that's wondering, Chemnovatic is used in like 75% of all your e-liquids out there. So if you're looking for the nicotine that the company that you're using is or the company that you like is using, it's probably Chemnovatic.
Honestly, I don't keep my nicotine in the freezer. I just keep it in a cupboard in a cool place in the dark. And it's in a bottle that light couldn't get through. But I would just keep it in a cool place where the sun's not beating on it, and you'll be fine. It lasted me a year in the cupboard.
Yep. We talked about it a little bit last week, but nicotine keeps best when the temperature is always the same. So if you're keeping it in the freezer, just pull out small amounts and put everything else back in the freezer. If you're keeping it out, just keep it out. But yes, keep it away from... Yes, Dimlin, keep it away from kids and pets. Yeah. Keep it in a nice dark place. Put it in a cabinet somewhere.
Yep, and that's why I said I wouldn't mix my premix in here, because I have shaky hands and I have a little chihuahua behind me, and I would hate myself if I got her anywhere near it. So I go to a place where the animals can't reach, put down a puppy pee pad. So if there's any mess done, all I have to do is just fold it up in the corners and just throw it away.
Yep.
It's my little mixing mat.
All right, Lumi, you're in charge. Lumi, answer their questions. I'm going to start showing off this recipe. I will make it public too.
I'm about to put you on blast again. There you go.
Leave page. Of course I want to leave the page. My recipes. Okay, so let's do this one. I'll do a screen share here. So this is the other flavor. This is the other recipe website we were talking about, everybody. This is all the flavors.
You have to pay for that one.
You do have to pay for this one. So this is a really simple angel food cake with strawberries and whipped cream.
Sounds amazing.
This is a nice one. So I did leave it as a right now it's a private recipe. I'll edit in a second, make it public, and drop the link out there for anybody that wants to play along. So I made this just for this. All these flavors you'll use other places. So the glazed strawberry is one of the few standalone strawberry flavors. You don't have to do anything else to it. It just tastes like strawberries in strawberry glaze. It's really, really nice. The angel cake by Wonder Flavors. It's actually pretty darn close to being an angel food cake by itself. Coconut custard. It's going to help moisten that cake up, and it's going to make it so there's almost like an uncooked bit in the middle, which is really, really nice in in that sort in cakes. That's why cake batter is as popular a flavor as it is, because it gives you that feeling that that part of the cake isn't quite as cooked as the rest.
Moist.
Exactly, and the custard's actually going to help work. It's actually going to work with the whipped cream as well. It's actually going to make it a little bit richer. So here's the actual recipe, everybody. So it's 3% Wonder Flavors Angel Cake, 0.75% coconut custard, 3% glazed strawberries by Vape Train, 2% vanilla whipped cream, which is just a lovely whipped cream. So all these flavors are available on Bull City Flavors. So if you're looking for a place to go get cheap flavors, Bull City, they do carry all of these in one spot. So I put down 5 days for this, for it to come around, and that's just for the bakeries, for the angel cake to kind of warm up and do its thing. And then total flavoring is 8.75%. So that's 8.75% of 30 milliliters. So this is less than 3 milliliters of actual flavoring added to this. So the whole bottle to mix is going to be less than $1. If anybody wants to do the math on that, you're going to pay less than $1 to mix up 30 mils of e-liquid. And it'll be nice. It'll be a really nice one. So I'm going to stop my share. I will go back up. I will edit this and make it public so that you guys can have it if you want. I'll throw a link out in chat too. Like I said, it's just something really nice and simple. 4 flavors. Show you kind of the versatility of some of the flavors. Like coconut custard, you really wouldn't think it would have a place in an angel food cake, but it does. It's a really, really good moisturizing flavor. And then it's got a nice kind of light custard to it, which works well with the angel cake and the whipped cream. And then, so there's the link to the recipe there, everybody. It's all the flavors link I just threw out there for you. And you do not have to have a membership to the site to go look at somebody's recipe. And I don't think it tries to charge you if you want to mix that recipe either. So I'm gonna mix this.
Mix your face.
Your face is a mix, Lumi.
So my favorite one-shots that I have tried have been the VSO one-shots, because his whole line of e-liquid, which was already phenomenal, is now turned into one-shots. So if you've ever had VSO's e-liquid, he now makes them all in one-shots instead. So you're set there. And I've tried a couple of mullenberry. If you're interested in the floral notes, I've noticed the mullenberry one-shots with fruits in them have that floral note to them, which I'm pretty sure you get mullenberry one-shots on Bull City.
You can indeed. Bull City carries the complete mullenberry line. So I need 0.9 grams of glazed strawberry. Oh, I forgot how hard these bottles were to squeeze. Damn you, Vape Train. Trying to make me look weak in front of Wendy. 0.9 on the head. Nope, one more drop. There we go. Now it should be 0.9 on the head.
Now it's going to go to 0.10.
0.9, 0.91. There we go. Tear that off. All right, I have to use syringes for the rest because Wonder Flavors is always different. But that's okay. Angel Cake at 3, I believe. Yep, Angel Cake is also at 3. So at 0.9 again. Went a little over. That's okay. I'll be okay. I promise. All right, coconut custard we want to be pretty spot on with though. Or 0.2, 0.23, close enough. You don't want to over coconut things because coconut sticks out like a sore thumb when you take it too high, especially in something like this. Last but not least, vanilla whipped cream. And we're just doing this at 2%. This is just going to be a nice blending agent and really nice whipped cream in about 3-4 days. So this is at 2%, so 0.6. There we go, perfect. All right, and this time I'm going to mix this since I will probably vape this whole bottle. I'm going to mix it at my normal 1 milligram of nicotine. Close enough. All right, and we're back up top because I'm going to high pour today. Yeah. I'm a pokey. What's that supposed to mean, Addie Tooney? Or the fact that I like Pokemon? Or are you showing off muscles? He wants to see your muscles, Lumi. Lumi left.
My muscles?
Your muscles. So I need about 34 even. 34 grams or thereabout. And you can sweeten this recipe to taste, by the way, everybody. If you want more sweet out of it, feel free. I rarely, if ever, use sweetener. It's not my bag at this point.
I can't get my shirt up high enough to show off my muscles.
There you go, Addie Tooney. Lumi gun show.
I've been slacking the past week on my muscles. My Russian twists have disappeared. I keep it close by, I just haven't been using it.
What's that, a 20 pounder, 25?
That's the 10.
Oh, 10.
I do squats with the 25 pounder.
Got it. Do you do like full ups with it?
Yeah, I go up and then as I'm squatting back down, I try to keep it about halfway and then go up again.
Okay. It's good for your core.
Good for my butt.
Mm-hmm. That's right, Lumi skills. Lumi skills. Lumi skills.
That's Looney Skulls.
I didn't high pour. You're right. I'm sorry, CS Blue.
I'm gonna have to mix another one.
But there you go. You saw it took me less than 5 minutes to get that mixed up.
Now, all the one shots, they're not all the hard bottles like you had, right?
No.
Yeah, Lori. So you don't have to worry about that because Lori was saying that would be what kills her because squeezing those little bottles. Yeah.
They come in big bottles like that. This right here was a 120 of one shot, and it was less than $20. And I've been making rose milk off and on, once every couple months for probably a year and a half at this point.
Oh my gosh. So guys, if you do get your hands on this, the one shot called Bayless by Mullenberry, it is available on
Bull City.
Bull City. It honestly tastes like those sugar wafer cookies with the cream in it, except it's chocolate with hazelnut cream, like a nice chocolatey hazelnut creamy note to it on a sugar cookie wafer thingy.
And they have what's the waffle one? The Galaxy waffle?
No, it's WW waffle. That one is almost gone as well. But
the bamboo milk is surprisingly good.
I'll mix the bamboo milk because that's what I thought we were doing tonight.
Okay. Lumi's going to mix the bamboo milk. Bamboo milk is surprisingly good.
Valerie wants to know where she can get a good sweet corn.
You would have to go over to chefsflavors.co.uk and look for Flavor Art Corn. Flavor Art Corn. It is an incredibly strong flavor, though. Incredibly strong. But you can use it to make sweet corn, anything. My other favorite corn flavor is one-on-one cornbread. I think that's available on pretty much every DIY site at this point, because it's really, really good in pretty much any cake flavor that you're trying to put together. It's just a really, really moist, solid cake flavor, but it's got a hint of corn to it. So it adds something unusual to your mixes. Really, really nice. Addy Tooney's actually the king of cornbread. The guy, the moderator out there, he's the king of cornbread.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to have Addie on next week. Addie, are you interested in being on next week so you can share some of your smarts too? Let me know.
Addy Tooney is the man.
Yeah, we'll get all the nice professionals on to help us along the way.
Addie's about as nice as they get.
Yeah, he is. He's like, yeah. Addie's just amazing.
I can't find my banana. I hope Nick didn't use it all. I taught him how to make
Your bamboo milk? He used up all your bamboo milk?
I think so, because I can't find it.
Which other one? Have you not tried any of them?
I want the bamboo milk. I didn't even get to try it.
Go shake him. Is he sleeping? Go shake him. Wake him up. Where's my bamboo milk, motherfucker? Just like that. There is a flavor called unicorn poop. It's Flavor West, I believe.
The scale on Amazon, which we went over on the last week's, he was actually mentioning there's two different kinds. You can get the full scale, which holds a bigger amount, which is the LB501 AWS scale. And then they got the AWS Blade. Those are the two that actually Lumi has. Lumi has the small one and she's got the bigger one.
I sent her the Blade.
Yeah. And she was showing that one off. So yeah, so I already have it written down. So it's actually the AWS scale. It's an LB501. And then they've got the AWS Blade, which is cheaper and it holds, I think she said up to 200 mils.
Yeah. Where the LB501 will hold up to 500.
Right.
And if you're going larger than that, you should be mixing it. You should be mixing by
gallons.
Okay, I need 30 mils to make this much. Okay.
Just don't.
The purple bottle holder on my scale is by Stand Up 3D. It's by Jesse Stucker. If you've ever watched any of my shows where he was hanging out, Jesse Stucker, he makes them. It's called the DIY stand.
Got it.
Man, that's nice. This I will vape all of.
I'm kind of jelly. I wish I had my stuff.
That's right, Rick Martin. No scale can handle you. Yeah. Yeah, and then you're mixing by volume. And if you're mixing larger batches, that's quite frankly how you should be doing it anyway.
Hi, Monster Man. Hi, Adrian.
Like if you can't figure out how to mix anything less than 500 mils. There we go. But that was my Wendy Vapes recipe. There you go, Addy Tooney.
That sounds so good. You have no idea.
Yep, and then you just let it sit for a couple days, and it's so good. It's good. Yeah, right now it tastes kind of toasted, but it'll calm down.
I don't know how well I shook this up last time, so I'm making sure it's extra shaken before I start using it.
Yes, always shake your stuff.
And then shake it some more.
Yep. You want to break up any hot spots that are in there. Any spots where nicotine is gathered all in one place. Otherwise, you get kind of a rude awakening if you're using higher milligram nicotine. Are you trying to get out, Vonna? Do you need to use the potty? Okay. I hear you. I hear you. Don't poop in the corner. Here you
This
go.
is why I love the premix so much, because all I'm literally having to do is I'm using 2 bottles right now. I have to pour out 28.75 grams of my premix. And then I hit tear, shake up my 1 shot, and then I just put in 2.25 grams of my 1 shot. Right on the head. Right on the head.
That's right, Alaska Vapor. It is the cleanest. It's clean. It's easy. It's a good scale's a good way to go if you're willing to make the investment.
Banana milk.
Oh, the banana milk.
Let's see. I got the profile here somewhere. Okay. Where's the banana milk?
Banana or bamboo?
Bamboo, banana. I saved all the boxes. I'm just.
Bamboo milk is mellow but still green banana paired with bamboo milk and a touch of lemongrass.
Okay. Yep. Mellow but still green banana paired with bamboo milk and a touch of lemongrass. I saved all my little boxes.
It's surprisingly good. Like I like green bananas myself, but the rest of it I was like, bamboo milk? What the hell's a bamboo milk?
Oh, people cringe because I don't eat bananas once they hit that yellow point, starting to get the little brown polka dots on them. If they're not yellow and green, I won't eat them.
When they're green, they're perfect to put peanut butter on because they're still firm.
So good. Oh, Mr. Lumi's leaving. 1 second.
Hi, Mr. Lumi. I have no, is bamboo milk that's a good question. Is bamboo milk a made up thing? Let me Google that.
Thank you, Lori. Yeah, I'm happy to have them on. This is like to me so important.
Tap on installed apps below.
I just want to concentrate on doing this for a while until people get comfortable with it. I'm really, really, James, I hope things get better. I know what you mean. I literally have been so stressed. I have not been sleeping. So I don't know what's gone wrong, but I literally cannot sleep.
What is bamboo milk?
Is it James Capozzi that's not been doing well?
Yeah.
What's up, James? Boom.
James Capozzi.
Fist bumps, my boy James Capozzi. It's a good cat.
Hi, down the rabbit hole. How are you? Thank you so much.
Fine. No dirty talk for you.
Lumi's dirty talk is pretty on point when she gets going.
No, it's gone.
So bamboo milk is rich in silica. It's a natural, and it helps strengthen your hair. So maybe this vape is going to help strengthen your hair, Lumi.
I already have too much of this stuff.
Hi, Kevin.
Kevin Rasmussen, any relation to Ronnie? There's a dude named Ronnie Rasmussen who comes and hangs out on my shows all the time.
Oh, really?
Yep. Ronnie Rasmussen. I just assume I only know a few Rasmussens, so I assume they're all related.
Lori, I wish I could take naps throughout the day. I can't.
I wish I could.
It's so hard working today. You have no idea. It's just by the time I remember to take something to go to sleep, it's too late to take it because then I won't wake up. So I usually forget until about 2 o'clock in the morning.
I always feel like a zombie when I have to take stuff, so I'll just suffer through.
That's because you need at least 8 hours on whatever you're taking. So I just can't. I can't do it.
I can't do 8 hours. I would have to go to bed like, I'd have to go to bed way earlier than I do, which I go to bed early anyway.
I put this bamboo milk stuff on top of that blueberry meringue pie that we made.
That turned out really nicely.
It's amazing, but the bamboo milk on top of it kind of reminds me of like the circus peanuts that you get, the banana flavored circus peanut
Oh,
foam
geez.
candies.
That's that cookie mixing with it. That's that cookie V2.
I didn't use the cookie V2. I used sugar cookie.
Oh, you used cookie V1?
Yep.
Okay. We actually did a beginner DIY show on Friday, if anybody's.
Okay, so when I'm
Looking for
labeling
more?
my bottles, I get masking tape and a permanent marker, and I just write on the side of them. If I don't have that and I'm in a rush to just label it because I'm just pooping out mixes left and right, I write it now on the bottom. You're less likely to smear it off onto something.
Good idea. I like the tape on it because that way, if you're done with that flavor and you want to reuse it, you could just rip off the tape.
Peel it off, wipe it off. And...
Yeah, I bought this new thing of masking tape. Oh, there goes a coil. I bought this new thing of masking tape, but it's like it doesn't seem to want to stick to my bottles, so I have to find a new masking tape now. But the last batch did. Just the brand, I guess.
Yeah, probably.
So I've been writing on the bottom of all my bottles.
That works.
So nice. Next week we get to have Wendy mixing stuff.
I can't wait. You have no idea. I was actually hoping today, I was like, you know what? Maybe it's in the mail and I just don't know it. So I'm going to get it today. Yeah. And then I got the email saying it's shipping right before coming on. I was like, yeah, it's not coming today. It's definitely not coming today.
I got DHL's shipping information today.
DHL.
Makes me wonder if I'm about to be getting more Mullenberry one-shots from Poland. I'm super excited. I've been loving these one-shots. They've been so simple.
So simple and so tasty.
Yeah, I don't even think is s'mores supposed to be a one-shot. I think it's a single flavor.
It is a single flavor, but it's part of the M line.
I've been vaping it as a one-shot. It tastes so realistic to s'mores. It's a little muted. It's not potent, so if you're really sensitive to flavors, like I am, the s'mores flavor has a one-shot. It's just, whew. It's good.
Yeah, the Mullenberry makes some really good stuff. Really, really good stuff. But all the different flavor companies, that's a conversation for a different day about what they do well and what they don't do well.
Yeah.
If you're unsure, now you want back in, Ivana? I hear you back there. Cats, they just never make up their mind.
Yeah, I think this is my last bit of WW waffle.
So good.
I've already used all of Bayless. I've already used s'mores, so I'm vouching for all three of those. It's amazing.
That bamboo, I think you're really gonna like that bamboo milk.
I know Mr. Lumi loved it because it disappeared real quick. Along with they have some weird flavors, to be honest. There's chili in one of these.
Yes. Mr. Lumi took that?
The mellow chili mango he took.
Yeah.
He's already vaped that. He vaped all of these in the first day. The chili raspberry white chocolate one.
That chili raspberry white chocolate's legit.
Anything with the word chili in it, he was like, let me try that. And he was really skeptical, but they were all gone within the first 2 days of me making him a bunch of 30 ml bottles.
Adrian, everybody's giving you solid life advice out there. Since Nicotine River's out of kits, just go with Liquid Barn.
Yeah.
Or just DM me and I'll come up with a custom kit for you.
Off of Liquid Barn. Or Nicotine River. Or Bull City.
I honestly
He has
don't.
some flavors this year.
Yep.
In chat too.
I called him in because I was talking about his one shots. He
Aw.
has incredible one shots.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah,
VSO.
somebody asked me, who asked me? Oh, it was CS Blue. I got the vanilla ice cream and the moon sugar by Mr. Good Vape. So those are the two that I have with a little bit of sweetener and base that I got. So mine's going to be a really, really easy mix when I get it. I need it.
Well, the fun thing about what you got is you can do the ice cream, you can do the one shot, and then you can combine the ice cream and the one shot, and
Mhm.
have yourself like a nice kind of brown sugar cookie ice cream.
Yeah, I'm gonna have it.
While I'm on here real quick, I'll show you like the whole e-liquid line that Swag had. He turned into one shots for us all.
Yeah.
I'll just go through and say which ones I've had. Apple fritter. Oh my god, most realistic apple fritter I've had in a vape. What he does with his bakeries, like he went through all of that taste bud training as a barista. So if you get something from Swag, it's up there. You're gonna be surprised what he does. Blueberry donut, phenomenal. I haven't tried the blueberry lemonade. Why?
That blueberry lemonade is really nice.
I haven't tried it. The chocolate donut, he managed like those little Hostess donuts that you get at the store, how it leaves that chocolatey glazed flavor in your mouth.
Like the waxy frosting sensation.
He did that in this flavor.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous.
He has a Boston cream donut. Oh my god, I'm gonna go broke looking at this site.
Bodacious Blue is really, really good. It's pears, blueberries, bananas with Irish cream. And you wouldn't think that sounds all that good until you try it. And it's really, really, really tasty.
I've heard great things about his coffee stuff. I still haven't tried it yet.
So good. So good. He actually makes his own coffee extract and quadruple filters it so that you don't get any oils and it's just the coffee flavor. It's really, really nice.
Gizzard Brew Blueberry Custard. Oh.
Gizzard Blue. That is a good one.
It
tastes like a really nice blueberry yogurt.
I am a huge blueberry fan, and I never thought these words would come out of my mouth, but the strawberry custard was way better in my opinion.
The strawberry custard was really nice too. And the original custard. Is Spork Leafy out there? Spork Leafy.
Yep. Gizzard
Those are his e-liquids.
There's Gizzard Brew right there. They're just the plain vanilla. Another phenomenal one. I haven't tried Golden Joe. Harvest Moon. Pumpkin cake with like the cream cheese filling. Like it's exactly this picture.
Mm-hmm. That lemon donut dough.
What's the lemon donut like?
It's like a donut filled with lemon filling.
And then Meter Made Melon. It's a combination of fruits that you would be skeptical about, but it's well put together. It's phenomenal. It's like a summer vape.
Yeah, the Meter Made Melons is really nice.
Oh, raspberry white chocolate donut.
Mm-hmm.
I'm buying that. Soul warming cider. I like to call this one soul warming spider. It's not an apple cider. It's more of like that orange cider that you have in the fall time.
It's a spice cider.
Yeah.
So it's got like a lot of different spices going on. It's also really nice.
And you said that a lot of these flavors are already in one shot, correct?
Those are all one shots that she's showing off.
His whole line is one shots now.
You used to be able to buy them as e-liquid, but obviously with the way things are, one shots is the way to go.
Yeah. That's what I'm interested in right away. So that works.
Yeah, Swaggy makes some pretty bomb stuff.
And then if you're looking to add like a hint of fruit to any of his one shots, like maybe like 3 or 4 drops, the VSO blueberry almost made me cry because when I first had it, it brought back a memory that I had with my grandfather. We'd go out to the blueberry bushes and we'd both stack as many blueberries as we could into our hands, and we'd go back to the sink and we'd wash them off, and then we'd go and eat them all, and he'd hand me his handfuls, and it just so spot on to blueberry. It's the best blueberry, in my opinion. Hands
I
down.
agree. I think that's the best blueberry flavor, period. Alaska Vapor, yes. Chef's flavors has the most one shots, period. I don't think there's anybody even close.
And you can actually get the fruit bundle for $9.99, which is the blueberry, strawberry, apple, and grape. So if you want to add fruits to any of your one shots,
Oh, that's a good idea.
$9.99, and then I think you get a coupon code on Tuesday when you watch the Fresh from the Kitchen show, Lumi, for an extra % off.
There you go. Yep, his VSO flavors was designed for this day. Yep, so that people could still pick them up and vape. Still pick them up and vape, because he makes tremendous one shots. Yeah, well, if there's only 25 likes, you guys need to be smashing that like button. Smash that like button.
I see 52
Wendy's
likes.
awesome. 52 likes, it's still not enough. 90 people watching. Smash it. Smash it.
Ricky was like, there's 90 of you in here and 1 like, and that's my like.
You could even give thumbs down. It's all interactions. That's all YouTube cares about.
Oh, shit.
Thumbs up or thumbs downs.
Coupon code Frumi gets 17% off right now. He just activated our coupon code.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
So if anybody wants any one shots or interested in trying out any of the swag fruits, if you've been around for a while, 17% off. It's a pretty good deal. You will not regret that purchase. I don't know anybody that's gotten them that said I wasted money. I don't think it's possible, because his fruits are the shit. And if you like the sound of the one shot, it's going to be a good one.
Turned on to his e-liquids are like we're turning into a small cult. Like, I have shit talked people into feeling terrible for not owning those flavors.
Poor Slasha.
Poor Slasha didn't know what was coming. He called himself an established DIYer, and he didn't have any of the swaggy flavors. I couldn't have that.
I mean, to be fair, he's a pretty well-known DIYer.
Well, not if he didn't have those flavors. I respect him now that he owns them. But when you have over 1,000 flavors and you don't own VSO yet, there's something wrong. There's something wrong. If you're starting out and you don't own it, you get off. You're still in my good graces. Once you peak 1,000, dead to me.
So if you're on the website and you're looking for one shots of those flavors, you're saying that all these are one shots, correct?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
He does have some of the flavor concentrates in there, like stevia. He actually does. All of these are like his flavor concentrates are done by hand. He goes out and gets the stuff. He puts them in the distillery thing. He filters them triple time. It's safe. It's amazing.
Oh,
The
okay.
stevia is going to be your replacement for super sweet.
Was someone talking about illegal THC vaping? The FDA finally, hey Wendy, the FDA finally came out and admitted it. We were talking about that.
Yep, I was
Last week.
tweeting it all over the place.
Me too.
I was tweeting it and I was telling them that they could have saved some lives if they would have just come out sooner.
Or followed their own protocols, one of the two.
Yeah, but to me, I mean, I think that, that because from the moment that they came out until now, there's been what, I think like 6 more deaths.
Yep.
They could have saved those lives by letting people know what it was.
Adrian, they did it Saturday night. They came out and said that it was THC vapes that were doing this. Because everybody that they had talked to that said that they weren't doing it, they went back and said, hey, are you doing THC? We can piss test you. All of a sudden it's 100%.
Well,
All of a sudden it's 100%.
From the beginning though.
They should have been, yeah. Absolutely. It's part of the protocol. Get a urinalysis and you run a drug screen on somebody.
Well, especially when you're like, oh, we can't find the problem while you're sick. They're supposed to check all fluids, blood, urine, everything. And you're going to tell me that in all these cases, they're doing all these different things, but they didn't test for that? That to me sounds like I'm calling bullshit on that.
Well, it's something that's supposed to be an epidemic. It's a drug screen. A drug screen is routine.
Yes.
And then you would be
exactly.
like, hey, all these people have THC in their system. Like, I get it. You know, some kids don't want to admit that they're vaping pot to their parents. You know, some people don't want to admit it to their work. I get it. I get
then
it.
they have to say that we need to save your life. We need to know everything in order to save your life. If somebody's telling me that I could die if I don't be honest with them, I'd rather live.
Yeah, exactly. And there's so many more people that are gonna die because they were slow putting this out. They didn't follow their own protocols. And I mean, they opened themselves up for class action lawsuits.
It's a lot of teens that were just too scared to come out and be like, this is what I was doing to get myself in this predicament, because they didn't want to get in trouble with their moms. They didn't want to get in trouble with the law because clearly they're doing something illegal.
Yeah, but if you're talking about like you're going to die if you don't tell us, I think that there shouldn't have been even a question of that. But I don't think that they brought it up to them in that aspect. But if you're going to be sitting there saying, oh my God, this person's dying, whether or not it's a kid or an adult, you should have checked. You should have checked all, that's what I'm saying. There's no way that they didn't check for the urine and blood. There's no way.
A lot of things that kids don't realize too is if you are on something, you should tell the doctor that first off. And I believe if you're a certain age, the doctor can't report anything back to your parents. It's your information. Just tell them.
So I'm dropping an email out there, everybody. It's teachmediy@gmail.com. That is Mike the Vaping Trucker. He's putting it together, and basically, from the sounds of it, he's putting together like mentorship programs for people. So anybody who's got questions, you want to learn, it'll be kind of like hopping in a room with Lumi, and her putting a card together for you, helping you put recipes together, that sort of thing. But you can sign up with Mike. He's a real good guy. He's not going to sell your information to anybody. Yeah.
And you just got to remember that there are people out here trying to help you. I mean, that's why they came on. I reached out to them. There's so many people. So of course you want reputable people that or that you've heard of or that, has a following. Don't just go after any Joe Blow, but still.
They'll probably all help you anyway, though.
Huh?
They'll probably all help you anyway.
Yeah, but nowadays unless I know where I've been recommended to a person where I can see that they've got some sort of a following or, people that actually do recommend them. But nowadays, especially with the THC thing, I don't trust anybody unless it's like a word of mouth or, I've seen them or I know somebody who knows somebody that knows them, because that's just me. That's me personally, especially with the way that things are going. I mean, I'm expecting a lot more deaths. I know that there's going to be because the fact that they were selling these things and there was a lot being sold.
Yep. And well, I mean, the worst part is the government withholding the information from hospitals that could have, gone about treating cyanide poisoning rather than trying to figure out what the fuck was going on in the first place.
And making it worse and killing them.
Yeah. They're absolutely culpable. The FDA and the CDC. The CDC admitted this beginning of last week that it was THC vapes.
Yeah.
And the FDA took another week to jump on board and say, yeah, it was.
Yeah, but they're still not even going to the media saying, get this out now.
They're not. They're letting the vape terror web stories go.
Yeah, but that's still killing people because whether or not they admit to it, if we don't get they went and they turned all these vapors into smokers, why not warn the people that are actually getting sick or that are literally holding the THC cartridges in their hand?
Mm-hmm.
Get the news out. Sorry, let's go ahead and, update you on this. It's not regular nicotine vapes. Please don't worry about that. We need to focus on this. If you own or if you've been vaping or if you know somebody who has, warn them against this. It could kill them. That's it.
It's true, Rick. Rick, yeah, that's exactly what's going on. Big tobacco and big pharma telling them not to. The FDA, they hold the FDA and the CDC's purse string, so
Yeah.
because the FDA for the most part is privately funded.
Mm-hmm. It kills me. That's why I keep putting on Twitter. You keep holding back, and there's going to be more people dying, and it's on your hands.
Yep.
To whomever was asking if I post recipes on ELR.
Yes, Lumi has a lot of recipes on ELR. Me and Lumi have been at this for a little over a year now, Lumi.
Just a little over a year now.
She's doing all sorts of unauthorized mixing.
I've had a great senpai. Thank you so much, Fresh. It's my turn to help back to the community, so don't think that you're being a hassle or bugging me. I will help you. It's my turn to help.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of the DIY world. Like Addie Tooney helped me. I've been helping people ever since. I help Lumi. I help Brian. Brian's still helping people. So
I'll give you a link to Fresh's account on ELR.
Recipes.
Recipes.
Fresh03 is me, everybody. If you're looking for Fresh03 over on ELR or all the flavors, I'm not there. Or if Fresh03 is there, they're not me. I'm Fresh03.
There's a link to Fresh's ELR.
How many recipes do I have on ELR now?
I don't know. I went over to Addie Tooney's.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Addie Tooney has 117 recipes that are public.
I was going to say, he's got a lot more recipes than that.
If you like more of the mild mixing style, Addie Tooney is your man. Mix super low low on the flavor, so it's not in your face.
Yep, he mixes fairly. I mix fairly mellow at this point in my career because I want to be able to vape everything all day, every day. Yeah. Like there's places for things that are really in your face, but I want to be able to vape every flavor that I mix all day, every day if I want.
Yes.
So that's kind of my mixing style. Like I don't tend to take things all that awful high. You'll see people using stuff way higher than I'll ever use it. Although I do get crazy sometimes, and if an idea gets in my head, I just go for it.
So you're gonna have to yell at me to make some of these public. I don't know how many of my recipes actually are public, but I have 191 recipes on here.
Jeez, Lumi. In a year. 191 in a year.
I have a really bad sweet tooth. So for me, this has been a good way to prevent diabetes in the Lumi because I am a snacker. I like to snack throughout the day. And anything that I like is sweet, I just turn it into a vape, and that's what I vape instead of eating junk food.
All right. Any other questions for us? Any other positive one shot's worth of hoot? The Joker and the King are both working through your time.
The first episode is released on the CW's website for Batwoman.
Lumi's going to be going watching Batwoman after this.
Oh, I'm going to be watching it for the third time tonight. I've already watched it twice. Ruby Rose is drop dead gorgeous.
She is indeed.
Yes.
So sexy.
Maybe Grim will release a recipe for Yig. I don't know if he's good. You'll have to keep an eye on him.
Okay, well, any last questions before we go ahead and cut this off? Until next Monday when I can finally mix with y'all. I'm so excited.
It'll be awesome.
It's already in the mail, so they can't take it back now. I'm super, super excited. But any last questions to either Fresh or Lumi?
Chris Chilton. The flavors are designed, the flavors that we use for this are designed generally for diabetics. So no, it does not affect your blood sugar. You might get a little spike with some sweetener, but nothing enough to be making a run to get, what's it called? Insulin. You're not going to be making a run to get insulin.
That's
Yeah.
one of my favorite things about DIYing too, is the amount of sweetener. Like at first when I started mixing my own DIY recipes, I didn't really put super sweet in them because Fresh is my mentor, but I instantly transferred to it. When I first started making them for my husband, however, he said, it feels like you're making desserts for a diabetic. But now if I add any sweetener to the recipes, because he's gotten so used to it, he's like, oh my God, this is gross. Is there sweetener in this? Can you take it out?
Wow.
Yep, you get used to it. Eric Laughlin, which jam monster do you want? I'll tell you exactly how to make it.
There you go.
I'll tell you exactly what's in it. I will happily tell you what's in Jam Monster.
I have a Jam Monster clone. It's that orange tangerine one, the
Mhm.
tangerine menthol one. I have a clone for that.
We just did Beard Vape 32 on a Saturday show, not that long ago. We just did a rendition of Beard Vape 32. Eric Laughlin. I haven't seen him say which one he wanted.
He hasn't said it yet, I don't think.
While we are waiting, I can go through and tell people about my links to contact me.
Blueberry. So Real Flavors Blueberry Jam and Toast at
Oh.
8%. Then add anywhere between 3 and 5% sweetener, depending on how much sweetener you want out of it. Real Flavors Blueberry Jam and Toast Concentrate, because every single one of their flavors is the Real Flavors blank and toast flavor. Every single one of them down the line with 3 to 5% sweetener, depending on how much you want.
I want to make one, the blueberry one, but I want to do it like minimal sweetener, you know?
Yeah.
But it would
So-
see if that butter note would come through even more.
It probably would, because sweetener tends to put a damper on things.
Yeah. That's what I would be interested in doing.
You could just buy TPA's butter and go ham with it if you're a butter monster.
You could go ham with TPA butter or golden butter, butter base, Loran's butter. They've got so many butter flavors and they're all amazing. Yep, that's how they make them, Kevin. That's how they make them. I just gave away the full line. The full line, everybody. Go make as much Jam Monster as you want, because they're lazy ass mixers. And they're awful for the community. Awful company. So I will happily tell you what's in their stuff.
They keep up with my Instagram and they like almost every post of mine, so I feel bad.
I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad at all, because I've been giving the recipe away for over a year now. Any of them. I'll give you any of them.
Okay, Lumi will drop her link now. I'm going to warn you though, if you tune into Twitch, I don't talk too much about vaping because I'm a little scared. I'm an affiliate with Twitch, and that is how I support my DIY habits, is my Twitch paychecks. But if you're interested in watching me gaming, you can find me on Twitch. If you actually are interested in my coils, DIYing, or my resin stands, you can find them on Discord or my Instagram. And then if you don't have any of those social medias, feel free to email me. I do better with the ability to video chat. I'm not so savvy with the typing skills.
Dave said, which are the shots are the Jam Monster juices made from? That he missed what you said.
Real Flavors. Real Flavors has a line of flavors that is apple jam and toast, blackberry jam and toast, blueberry jam and toast, apple jam and toast. It's all the and toast flavors from Real Flavors, mixed between 6 and 8%, depending on how much you want. And then they have 3 to 5% sweetener in them. So if you want them, go grab them. Go grab those Real Flavors. It's fruit jam and toast, and it's going to take, and then mix it between 6 and 8%, and mix it with 3 to 5% sweetener, and it's going to taste just like Jam Monster. because that's exactly what they use, and they've been getting away with it for years. And they haven't, like I said, they're not a good company to the community. So they can rot. You guys can mix all the Jam Monster you want at home. And don't spend $30 on a 60 mil of their stuff.
It's crazy, their prices.
Yeah. Don't spend the money on their stuff. Just mix it yourself.
So much better. Okay, if that's it, everybody, no more questions. We'll go ahead and catch up with you next Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This time we're going to have with Fresh, we're actually going to have Addie Tooney. Addie's probably going to come on first, and then Fresh will join when he gets off work.
Mm-hmm.
And Lumi, thank you so much for being here. We're probably going to have you back like the week after. That way we can just rotate you guys out if you're interested in doing that. That way we can get some perspective from different people. I definitely want to keep Fresh going each time because I want people to get used to, you know, a constant, and then just, you know, change out the extra people in it just to get different views and different answers and different, like, you know, Lumi today was great on the one shots and, you know, the different flavors that, you know, maybe Fresh didn't touch on because he was touching more on the bulk flavors, you know, and mixing the different flavors. So I love having that variety in the show and to give everybody just a lot more information. And again, we're going to still be doing this baby steps. Even next week, we're going to start it off baby steps, and then we can have the questions, fielding, and everything else. If you happen to order and you have your own stuff next week, you can do it along with us. Hopefully I have mine, and we'll go ahead and start this together. And I'm really, really excited for everybody to learn this and not worry so much about what's going to happen if something does happen regarding flavor bans, because we do have a fallback. So thank you, everybody, for being here. You know that I love each and every one of you. Thank you, Fresh, for being here. If you want to go ahead and close out and let them know where they can find you. Addie, can you put their links in the chat, please?
And yeah, I'm Fresh03. I've been DIYing for a long time. Next week, you guys get to meet my DIY sensei. I'm Lumi's sensei. You get to meet the top of the food chain next week, and that's Addie Tooney. Addie Tooney is the man. But you can find me youtube.com/fresh03. I just got my monetization back by following the Wendy Vapes plan, but thanks to Lumi. Lumi spent 8 hours editing my page while I was sleeping and at work. So she's amazing. So yeah, and everybody go follow Lumi over on Twitch and check out her stands, because she has awesome stands. I got one that looks like a blueberry donut.
This one came out today.
That is so cute. That is adorable.
That is a golden donut.
Yeah.
If you want to go ahead and put your link out there as well, Lumi. I think Addie put out the other one. Oh, that's so pretty.
This is Mary Beth's stand. I made it custom for her.
That is absolutely beautiful.
And then
there you go. Tooney's got it covered.
All right. You're awesome. Thank you so much.
The man, the myth, appearing next week. Awesome. Everybody gets psyched for Tooney.
Yeah.
Tooney's awesome. Or you can just come over to my Friday and Saturday shows. He hangs out there too.
Right. Again, he does have Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday shows. Fresh does. So Tuesday is more for like beginners. Fridays, I'm guessing, is like in between, and then
no, Friday's my version of like a talk show.
Okay, there we go. So you can hear him talk.
You'll hear me talk a lot and get angry.
And Lumi, thank you again for being here. I really, really appreciate it. I loved everything that you were talking about. I appreciate you putting in your feedback on this. It was a very enlightening session. I do appreciate that so much. Thank you again. Thank you, everybody in chat. Don't forget to hit the like on the way out if you liked it. If you didn't, don't worry about it. Hit the down, because that'll still do something for me.
Yeah, exactly. Interaction.
So hit down, hit up. Either way you want to do it, it works for me. And we will see you next Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye. Love you.
Bye.